Tech actually couldn't join us from the start, so he'll join us, I think, around 7 p.m., so in around an hour. But before that, I'll be talking to all those guys here on your screen. We're going to have Anna. I don't even know how to describe what you do. You're a Warcraft 3 player who's known for trolling quite a bit as well.
I'm a professional Warcraft 3 gamer and a professionalist in this whole activity.
Wait, you're actually a professional, or?
Yes, very.
Good start. Then we got Foggy, one of the best night elves in the world, in Europe. One of the best players in Europe. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna do the cup news. He's in the finals of every tournament against Happy every time. Hi, Foggy.
Hello, guys.
And then we got Hightech, who's known as Fairy Drake on Twitter. Go figure. This guy has 2 IDs. So I asked him how should I introduce you, and he replied, admin and streamer of FFA Masters League, co-creator of Conceal Hill, person of trust in the Warcraft 3 universe. Wow, you see, you should have added very modest as well, because person of trust, you just give yourself that moniker or something. What's going on?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Thanks for having me.
So like I said, Tech will join us an hour into it. We got a couple topics to go into. I'm sure we're going to drift off a bunch of times as well. First, because we got only brand new guests here on the show, I kind of want to talk about Reforge, the launch and everything around it. Anything you want to mention. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. You just say move on. But yeah, since it's the first time we have you guys on the show, is there anything you want to share about the Reforge release and anything around it really? Like how, I'm sure like you guys who are pretty disappointed with everything, like how it went down. So just take us through your experience with the release of Reforge. And Anna, go first.
It's a great game, beautiful. I love it. I immediately didn't buy it. I hate it. Like Reforge is just trash. I knew it from the start. I knew it before. I was pretty harsh with my opinion about it. I was very vocal. I have noticed a few directions before release, and that was also before the beta. But, well, you didn't want to believe me. You went through all this balance bullshit, and now you have this bullshit product, and I told you guys, so I was right.
You say you, but are you talking to me, or?
No, I'm speaking about many people.
Well, weren't you the guy that kept spamming forums saying let's go back to 1.28?
Yes.
Are you still saying that?
I didn't really. I think the current meta is, apart from a few troubles, is good. Like I enjoy the variety nowadays, but if I could have a choice, I would go back to 1.28 every day. Every day.
Okay, I need to close one of these since Hightech crashed the the party there, so you could see our video, I guess. Wait, did you just leave, Hightech?
Sorry, I only just realized I had Ina muted on Discord since a long time ago, so that's why I thought he.
Do you want to be in the call on the website as well? Because
No. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so you just messed up all the cameras then.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, let me redo that. There's 2 of me. What about you, Foggy? How did you experience the whole Reforge launch?
As for me, it seems everyone forgot about Reforge and enjoys the current old graphic. Actually, Blizzard do it for a long, so nothing comes since 2 months.
Yeah.
Like for example, rank system. We're still waiting for rank system. It's the most important thing. And for me, in my opinion, Reforge really need a zoom in and zoom out camera like on NetEase.
Yeah.
And also, it doesn't matter. Zoom out is very important. Also, old graphic more comfortable to play. So I'm really think Blizzard need to do some improvement to Warcraft 3 models for more comfortable clicking.
Yeah.
That's still hard topic.
Yeah. All right, and what about you, Hightech?
I don't know. I mean, I guess most of the stuff has been said a couple of times in the last 2 months, and I mean, my expectations were never really that high. After like seeing little to no improvements throughout the PTR, so I don't know. I mean I guess looking at the positive side. I mean, we have a lot of cups, a lot of players returned. So I guess like you can now have health bars in different colors that I don't use. But so there are very few positive things, and obviously like there's a lot of bad stuff. But I gave up hope. Even a letter, which I would have seen as a very important part of Reforged 2 months ago, with what we have right now from Pat, and the fact that many new players already left, I guess, because they never really transitioned from campaign to multiplayer because there was no real entry point for them. I guess it's not even that important anymore to get a letter now. I guess we will get a shitty letter at some point, but we'll find our own solution. So for me, like the most important thing and glaring issue with Reforged is its stability, apart from all the small topics. But if we continue to have these desyncs, I guess it will, like that's the one big issue. And I think we can find workarounds for most of the things, but that's really for me the most important issue. And maybe it's something like G proxy is the most obvious solution, because I think there are structural changes that will prevent Reforged from getting fixed ever. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. What was, or like, if you guys had to pick one single thing, you can only pick one of like what you want improved right now. Most people, they say the latter, but is that still the case for you guys, or is it something else? Like, are you gonna say balance in that really, or 1.28 again?
No. I was the first to speak, so I'm going to start again if it's okay with you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty. I'm not gonna be due here, so don't worry. I would love to have a client for which I paid. I've paid for a client that's supposed to be maximum 2 GB big, and I want this client. I don't want 30 gigabytes for
So you
Reforged
want the
graphics.
game to be 2 gigabytes?
I want 2 gigabytes. It worked this way, and I want it like this.
You want your
again.
money's worth.
Exactly. I didn't pay for Reforged, so I don't want the disadvantages of Reforged. Give me my 2 GB game back so I can play it on my netbook.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. What about you, Foggy?
I want a zoom out camera and some improvement for comfortable play.
Yeah. Like, if you have to switch between NetEase and you can zoom out, and then you have to play on BNet, do you feel it's like super uncomfortable?
Yeah, I even back to set up standard zoom on NetEase, because before I used to play zoom out camera.
Yeah.
But because on BattleNet there are not this option, so I must play on NetEase standard zoom camera, but it's not comfortable to play.
And it's disadvantageous as well, obviously, because
Yeah,
other players
yeah.
are using the zoom out.
For example, if I use Night Elf to play against Orc, nowadays Night Elf used to play big army, mass hunts and mass archers, so I need to zoom out to see my whole army.
Yeah.
But to best manage in micro control.
What about you, High Tech? Do you have a number one thing?
I'm surprised, Foggy seemed to have not followed Reddit in the last 2 weeks. Like, it's a very controversial topic with the zoom out thingy. But I guess if you're on NetEase regularly, it's like more.
Yeah, but he's not using it where it's like not added into the client, so he's not breaking.
I know, right? But it's I see the point. I mean, it's I guess more features will be good. For me, it's just stability at this point. Like, if we don't have desyncs, or if we have a reconnect feature, everything else, I guess we can find a workaround. And even the zoom out, I mean, that's something that was done in the past by like some clients, and obviously it was considered a hack for that reason. But I guess if we rely on our entire scene on external tools and letters and whatever, maybe host bots anyways, I mean, maybe we can have a host I don't know. Maybe we can have a separate client with that. I don't know.
I'm curious, Foggy, how much ping do you have on Europe, on BNet Europe?
With Europe connection,
Yeah.
40.
40? Okay, yeah, that's
40,
not bad.
40 ping.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna repeat myself, but I think some servers, some extra servers would be nice. In particular, a freaking US East. It's so unacceptable that we don't get to demolish NA on a regular basis, and that the excuse is that we don't have the servers. Because if we play on NA server right now, it's US West, and it's laggy as hell. And if they play on Europe, they're lagging a lot. If there was at least US East, we got kind of like the in-between. If we play against US East people, we can switch between Europe and US East. If we play against US West, we could play on US East server. Now this clash is never happening, and when it's happening, it's like way too unfair. So I really hope that at least we get a US East server and a bunch more as well.
But what do you think is more realistic at this point? That we will get an US East server and
I think we won't get shit.
or that Pat is able to like open up the opportunity of like getting back to hotspots and running his ladder on hotspots somehow, and we will get an US East server that way. I think that's way more likely, to be honest.
I don't think Pat is gonna work on the hotspot stuff. He posted about it on Twitter. He said like somebody else if they want to work on it. Like he found a way already to make it
but
work.
we have some people that already established all that hotspot infrastructure back in TFT. So I guess like the other people. So
yeah,
I don't see Blizzard doing that, honestly. Like I don't see us getting a US East server if not by now.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I think it would be cool, but I'm not really counting on it too much.
I mean, every one of us is pretty enthusiastic about Warcraft, and we all know a lot about how it developed, how it was, how it is now. There are people watching and listening who are not that aware of how it used to be. And I can tell you, out of my experience, which goes since 2015, like quite intensively, it got worse in this regard. I really had the chance back in the days when they didn't touch Warcraft at all on 1.26 to fight US East players, to fight US West players, even Asian players, Aussies. Sure, the ping was not perfect every time, but I used official servers and I actually had decent games against these guys. Now I can't anymore. Like, we have less servers than we used to have. And we don't even have the freedom to pick our servers based on our own technology, which improved the gameplay experience immensely. Like, we had games between Asians and Russians on Jera Cups, and it worked. Like, they actually had good games and they could micro. We can't do this anymore. Like, what are we supposed to use nowadays? NetEase. This is not official. And I'm just trying to underline how right Todd is about this. We only have 3 servers now. We used to have 5 servers or whatever. And on top of that, like 20 or 30 private servers. Now we can't use them anymore. So this is not an improvement. This is a decrease of quality.
What's more unacceptable, this or the fact that you have 30 gigs of unused data on your computer?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like, we developed towards it, right? I mean, I can't branch into every single subtopic.
Yeah.
But if I want to be on the top level, I'm just saying, like, I used only 2 gigabytes of my computer, and I had such a beautiful experience. And now I'm using 30 gigabytes to throw my monitor out of the window.
Yeah. Ina is not able to compete with Moon anymore with these conditions.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic. It's gonna be the cups and tournament news, which actually I will get to show on the stream as well while we're sharing and talking about this. So first up, since you're here, I guess it's the perfect opportunity to learn about this. Hightag, the FFA Master League. What is this? I've never watched this. Like, take me through it.
Yeah, I think it might actually be the oldest continuous FFA league. Yeah, and I appreciate the chance to like show it to the people because I understand many players and viewers have like mixed feelings about FFA, but it's not like it's really not about luck mostly, but it has a lot more depth than you may see at first glance. So many of these players play for 1-2 decades, and it's a very active community. And the community is called FFA Masters, but it's based on this league that's run since 2006, and we're currently in season 31, and we got some new faces like Neutron and Sight and Toxie participating. So it's really like it felt a bit less alive like 2 years ago, but now and that's maybe a positive thing about Reforged. Like it's back alive and with many fun cups and events. So yeah.
Can I see the results for like the current season somewhere, or like the prize pool? Like it's kind of weird. There's no page.
We're not allowed to. I mean, we don't run it via Wikipedia. So it's ffamasters.com is like where we enter the results, where you sign up for the cups, where you see when games are going to be played. So ffamasters.com is the primary and first source. It's a very old site, but it's
a forum.
It's a forum, but with some very advanced. I mean, it's just connected to the scheduling, and as understandably, like scheduling is a bit more tricky in this environment with 4 players that need to find a feasible date. So
what's no chat?
We decided to split the brackets this season. So we have a standard bracket where people are allowed to chat, and we have a no chat bracket where players play in silence. So
if Ina played this, it'd be in the chat one, right?
Ina is in the second game, so he's obviously in the standard game.
Yeah.
But some players don't like the chat and the manipulation. So Ina is obviously not one of them. Yeah. But Ina tried no chat, like in some events. I think too. It was another event, but there wasn't. Right? Yeah, there was a no chat game where you could only type like GG, good luck, have fun, and then pause and go for if you needed to pause the game. And obviously he was the one to spam pause in order to signal that he need help. So
what do you need help? Why help?
What do you mean?
Why did you need help?
Yeah, Ina was under heavy pressure, if I remember. Like he was.
You mean in the game? Okay.
Yeah. FFA. This is a good question. I mean, this is up to High Tech or Fairy Drake to explain this whole mode. But to make it short, it's a lot about diplomacy in FFA, because you want to have a good division of power from the start. That starts with gold mines. It goes on with creep camps. It goes on with hero experience, with items. And if somebody is too dominating, you rather want to team him down than him killing everyone, because the probability of killing a strong player is higher in a team than alone. Yeah. And I'm not saying strong by skill. I'm saying strong by the situation in the game. So this is why chat is so crucially important, not because of flaming. I mean, obviously I enjoy this, but it's also because of this diplomacy.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah. And I think it has a lot of depth. It's fun to watch. I mean, some games can be very, very lengthy, but still, I really love this mode. I play Warcraft 3 since 2004, but I really only focus on FFA since 2017, and it's very different from 1-on-1. There are many more ways to win a game. And we have a lot of strong characters in the community. So I'd say we have between 50 and 100 active players, but there's always drama and discussions, and it's a very mixed and diverse community. So it's fun. So everyone, feel free to join us. Feel free to follow it. And we do need 2 more players for the rookie bracket actually. Because we have 2 late signups for this. So if any of the viewers here are like new to FFA but are interested, then we could.
Isn't there a lot of teaming?
I mean, if you like, pre-teaming is forbidden, obviously, but balancing is part of it. Like if that's the only way to maintain winning condition, temporary teaming is not forbidden.
Yeah.
So it's all about strategy. And I mean, we had games in previous seasons that lasted 6 hours, and we wanted to move away from that, obviously. So this season, no game has lasted longer than, I think, 2 hours. But
those
it's
those
okay.
games, there are 4 players in them at max.
In these FML games, yes, but we had this Sunday, Saturday, we had the Quarantine Cup, that side one, and that was an 8-way cup, for instance. So
Yeah.
it's always an even number of players, 4, 6, 8. So
Well, why aren't you doing that big map? Like, what is it? Isn't it Divide and Conquer or something? Like, why don't you do a
we
real
just
FFA on this one?
we just played that with Site and some other
With like 24 players,
in-house. No, 12
That's-
players is Divide and Conquer. We played it, but there are these 24-player FFAs that are being hosted regularly, and some people like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a pain, because part of FFA, part of the beauty in my eyes, is that you have a feeling, you develop an FFA sense what happens on the other side of the map, who has mined how many mines, and that's obviously something you can't really do if you have 24 players.
Yeah.
So that's why for me it's not interesting to play with 24, but yeah, I think I think many people, especially good one-on-one players as you are, might be a bit skeptical at first, or might enter and then feel frustrated very quickly, because obviously there is some teaming, especially if you're a strong player early on. But it's if you are open for it, and if you are open to learn it, it's definitely something that can be very refreshing, I guess. So yeah.
And what was the prize for that?
No prize pool for FML wins. Like, it's just the honor and the Hall of Fame, which is arguably more important for many participants than any prize pool ever could be. But yeah, prize pool does not. Sorry,
Foggy, do you play FFA or?
Yeah, I think it's very cool format, and I played a lot, some tournaments. And my favorite part, if map with like very strong midpoint, with, for example, Red Dragon, like make a plan how to kill this dragon faster to get a very strong item and have some advantage.
Foggy, just to give you some, yes, you're right. I recently have played an FFA game, and I actually prepared 1 hour before this league game my creep road, because it's so crucially important. It's like a snowball. If you have a good creep road in FFA, the rest will just follow up if your macro and micro is decent. And yeah, definitely, game plans are very important, relying on maps. So you don't just go into a game and say like, hey, let's mess around a little bit. If you play on a league level, this can be super precise. Like, this can be a super it can be a really high skill game, really.
Yeah, and the scout is very important. Like, you need to know what happened at this moment on map, who fight with who.
Yes.
High time.
And very-
to add something.
Yeah, just very importantly, also I don't want to promote it, but it's more tolerant towards like flaming. Like, some players use it as a valve, just to get rid of like aggression to some degree, in a positive, in a negative way. So it's just different.
And so you stream that yourself, like regularly.
Yeah, I guess we have like 4 to 5 streams a week on twitch.tv/FFA Masters League.
Yeah.
But we have some streamers, so yeah. It's just I can just strongly recommend everyone to at least try it for once, and don't just be like too negative if you play ladder, which is just not the same as.
Yeah, but is it possible to try like a couple games, or do you have to sign up for the whole season?
No, everyone's free to join the community and watch some games.
Play.
And
We have
leave it
daily in-house games. Like,
and then
in the
leave it after
Discord.
2 people team me and I tilt on stream.
Many people tilt, but that's normal. So it's about sticking, learning from mistakes, and staying with it. But it's fun, yeah. Thanks for allowing us to promote FFA. It's not always easy to get a platform for doing so. And there's some negative, especially on Reddit. Like, there are some negative voices.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird, because usually they're so positive over there.
Usually Reddit is like really positive. Yeah.
The problem about it is that people are ignorant. Like, people don't understand that this chatting and FFA power balancing has a sense of skill. This is part of the whole game mode, and people just like don't accept it as a part of the game mode. They say it's skillless to chat and to team people, so they say FFA is for noobs, which
Well, maybe they don't enjoy when you pause when you're about to kill a hero and then you're writing Enel in the chat. You know, maybe it's not where they play Warcraft 3.4. Have you thought about that?
I get my punishments for that. You understand? Like I'm having completely different points here. High Tech is the one who knows best how to punish me in this regard. That's why
many times I did.
I brought him here as my puppy to actually take care of me.
Yeah.
And yeah, like this is a different story. I think people just are ignorance. That's why they don't understand it.
Yeah, so whoever is interested, like, feel free to join us. Feel free also on the website, you just visit like ffamasters.com. On the right, you see these quick starts, and there's the FFA guide, which is the most recent one. It's very, very long.
Where's that?
FFA guide on the website on the right. There's
here.
a quick link, a bit to the top.
Yeah, so
I watch it with some seconds delay. So FFA guide, and that's I think the best entry point, just to read and get a feeling, because it's just very different. Like, you can play there are many more viable strategies than in other modes. So this is, I think, the best starting point. But yeah, we have many people in the community that don't even play themselves. They just follow the drama and the anarchy. So yeah, that's us. But yeah.
okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. We've got the We Play at Home Cup number 2. The We Play at Home Cups is a series of cups that were started after we all entered the quarantine life, pretty much. And they're reserved for Russians, I believe, right? Wait, why is Sokol in there? What?
He's Russian.
Yeah.
He's
This
living in Germany.
tournament only from Russian.
Yeah, so why is Sokol in there?
He's a Russian. Ethnically, he's Russian.
Oh, really? Okay.
You could even consider X-Lord because he can speak Russian, so I guess he has a Russian family.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sokol is kind of the same way.
Okay. Yeah, so, and Happy is banned from all the tournaments hosted by GoodGame.ru, so I think all of these guys, they see those dollar signs up there, and they're all trying to compete with one another. In this one, Hawk went on a bit of a tear, actually. He beat Neutron, then the Great Wall, and then he lost in finals to Johnny Cage, who's been on a bit of a win streak, actually, against Hawk. So he wins himself $127, Hawk second place $79, and then Death Note third place $3,700.50. Sorry, $48. Yeah, 3,750 rubles.
I was about to say.
It's rubles, right? Russian money.
Yeah.
It's like, it's such a big number in comparison. It's so sick. Yeah, Foggy, are you disappointed you can't play these cups?
No, because I think now every week a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't disappoint.
But it's a cup without Happy.
Yeah, but
Okay, I'll not.
I think Hawk need to win sometimes.
Ooh, all right, I like it.
Punch has been punched.
I think I have some extra links actually for this one, so let me prepare them first. It's gonna be the Back to Warcraft weekly first, or like up next. Let me see, give me a sec. There it is. All right, so the Back to Warcraft Weekly Cup, that was the first one. It's replacing what was before the Rising Star Cup and then the Global Clan Cup. It's on Saturdays, and there's a 2,100 yellow cap. So if you're above that, you can't play. I think that was like basically Happy, Foggy, X-Lord, Blades. I think I had over 2K1 for this, so I couldn't play. And Cash actually won over 1 in the finals. The quarterfinals are always stacked for this tournament. So Cash beat Lil DC, Ante beat Kiwikaki, Please beat Edo, 1 beat Luber, and then in the semis, Cash beat Ante, and then 1 beat Please. And then in the finals, it was just Cash dominating the whole way. What about this one, Foggy? Are you disappointed you can't play this one too? Or
Yeah,
maybe Cash can win some too?
I see Cash played semi-final, used Night Elf against Ente, but in final back to Orc.
So it's
Yeah.
it's parts
Yeah,
night
but,
of victory.
Yeah, it same like last tournament. Cash also needs some time win some tournament.
Nice. And how did you play this?
I think I played this and I got wrecked in the second round. So
By whom?
I
By Scott.
I don't even remember. I don't even know. I think I had to leave because of a clan war. Or I think there was this FFA Cup, so I had to give Deathwin. Like
Yeah,
I would have loved to play against Scott, but I had to give Deathwin. Yeah, that's what happened.
this was just scheduled Saturday evening to compete with us. I strongly believe so.
So if you have to choose between this cup and FFA, you go play FFA, you know?
Dude, I have way more success in FFA. That's why basically I go to FFA. Yeah.
And we had a
more fun-
bigger
it's more
prize
fun.
pool, right? Like we had 250.
Yeah. On top of that, we had
Oh,
way more
really?
money on the line. Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, didn't want to
Hey,
interrupt
next
you.
time you do one of these, let me know. I'll come
Sure.
and when Enna begs me to leave his base alive, I don't know if I will be so nice.
You will see.
Yeah, so this was the first one of the Back to Warcraft Weekly Cup, so there will be every Saturday from now, and there is some crowdfunding happening to try and fund the prize pool.
But do you think it's sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think it's I heard some voices about this elo cap. I don't know, like is it really, I mean, if you want to do like if you really want to create a cup without pro players, like do you really want to go for this 2K cap? I mean, we all know that it's just a handful of players that you don't want to see in these cups,
Yeah.
or that you need to exclude if you don't want them to win. So is that really, I'm undecided whether it's like whether that's the way to do it.
I
It's the
respect,
best thing.
Yeah, I respect that they want to see some variety. You know, like
Yeah.
if imagine being Back to Warcraft and then you cast Happy beating Foggy in the
Yeah.
finals 36 times in a row. It's like, can we see another freaking finals? Like, it's like, come on.
Dude, like 2015-16 Jera Cups, 2016-17 Mo Cups. And
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
happened afterwards. It was always the same. Orc worker happy. Orc worker happy. Sometimes we had Foggy. Like
But wouldn't
this
it
was
be
crazy?
Yeah. But wouldn't it be better to then do some sort of to make it a qualifier for a bigger thing, maybe? Because like this, I mean, first of all, we will have for like elo will not always remain the same for some players that are, especially those that are very close to the 2K cap. And as we see, I mean, someone like I think it might be more, or it might be better to have it as a qualifier for a bigger thing, and then you will have a constant number of participants. And if you have someone that's still at the very top, like Cash is, I mean, if Cash plays this and Cash remains just under the cap, he may always, like some of these players will still be at the very top. It's not the same anymore, but it will still remain an uneven
Listen,
fight, so.
this is not the case on the long run because these players, based on their wins, will gain an elo at elo rising, and this elo rising will lead them to have more than 2,000 elo rating. So this elo rating actually will lead to an exclusion of those players in the future weeks.
Yeah, it's 2K1, but I had that happen. I had like 2K, I don't know, 20, 30 or something, and then I had the deep run in one cup, in another one, and then I won Global Clan Cup, and then now I have like 21, 30-ish, so I can't even play that cup anymore.
Yeah, but isn't that like kind of stupid? Wouldn't it be more useful to just have it as like a qualifier? So if you like, you can play it, and if you win it, you can't play the next one because so you
Yeah,
kind of
maybe.
filter out the top players over
Okay.
time.
Yeah, but
So I think
like,
that-
are you gonna sponsor the finals for this event? Because maybe they don't have that.
I mean, we can't prove it. Like the correlations, you can't prove it. You can make interviews with players, but you definitely see a high activity of semi-pro gamers or hobby gamers in these cups, and you have not seen these players before the elo cap. So you actually motivate weaker, so to say, players to participate because the chance of not getting wrecked in the first round by Happy or by Cash is not there. So I think it's a great possibility to motivate new rising stars in the scene.
So you would consider yourself as a rising star of the scene.
Well, I participate in cups no matter who. We will come to this part later. Like I have no problem with meeting Happy in cups, but there are players like Zyko or whatever And yeah, you can see them really being active nowadays.
Yeah. Okay, so I was mentioning, if you want to sign up for this tournament, guys, the website is... Actually, I thought it was a different link, but yeah, challenge.com. Actually, I'll double check this. backtowarcraft.com/weekly, which will send you to this, challenge.com/community/backtowarcraftweekly, where, yeah, you can see all of the upcoming cups, the time. It's always at 5 p.m. on Saturdays, and then you can sign up for them. And there's a Matcherino page set up as well, which is... That can be the short link, no way. Well, anyway, Matcherino.com, basically search Back to Warcraft on it, and then you'll find it. And the next one will be Weekly Cup number 2. And basically, they're doing crowdfunding so that every cup can reach the $100 prize pool. I like that they pay second place. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, they've already funded a whole bunch of the cups. So that's... Everybody loves Back to Warcraft. I think it's very nice to support this. And for once, not all the money goes to Happy anymore as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very cool kind of tournament with rank system. And to give us more motivation for another players.
Yeah. Would you prefer if it was kind of like Rising Star, but if one player win, then he cannot play the next one before the finals? If there was like some sort of finals, like maybe 8 cups, and then every winner, they play in the finals. Do you think that would be better?
I like a more point system, like
So
Rising
you can play them all.
before. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this system, when you play only one cup, win only one cup, is also very great.
Yeah.
Foggy has a plan to drop his elo, so he can
That's
play.
gonna take a lot of dropping. He's gonna have to lose so many games, Maybe if he loses like 3 best of 3s to Anna, he might do it, because then he loses a lot of points.
Yeah, the series with 8 tournament, for example, is maybe good, and final tournament with 8 players.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep looking. The ESL Open Cup number 10. And this one Happy can play. And guess what? He won it. So $100 extra. They're not paying the second place. I think it would be cooler to at least pay the second place. Feels so bad to go to the finals and then not get paid. But maybe they'll fix that, or like they'll change that eventually. Maybe if we get feedback. I had to complain so much for quarterfinals to be best of 3, and then it finally happened. Foggy, you didn't play this one?
Yeah.
Why?
I miss it because I had a preparation for Team Gold League.
Yeah.
So I used this day to get rest before this tournament. Yeah, so I missed this one.
Okay. And Anna, you lost to Paladin.
I had to leave also this event.
Are you
because
kidding me?
I
Why
had a
the
clan
fuck do you
war.
sign up to these cups if you're not gonna play them?
Well, I actually think that I will drop out anyways. No, actually, the clan war came quite spontaneously. The guy who I was supposed to play against, I think he was not there, so I took Deathwin. Then he showed up, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, come, let's play. It's okay. Like, I'm nice with Mago, so I didn't want to take Deathwin with him, and he also apologized. So I said, yeah, I don't care about Paladin. Let's go Mago, and I played against Mago.
And
So
you won.
yeah, I won one map. Yeah.
At least Ina is not complaining on Twitter afterwards
About what?
that the tournament should have been rescheduled.
Nah, I'm completely aware of my fault, but I don't care about the Deathwin. Like, it happens. It's okay. I took one map of Gradient, so that was satisfaction enough.
Yeah. I was gonna say I want to give you a hug because you lost to Paladin, or like I guess even though it's like a death loss apparently. But I lost to
It's a death
Sonic,
loss.
so I'm the one who needed a hug after this one for sure.
Oh no!
So anyway, like this is the Open Cup. You have a little bit of history in this cup here. Was this the one that you played Happy in? And then there was the race
It
thing?
was a Rising Star Cup number 6, I think.
Yeah, we need to talk about this. So tell us everything that happened on that day.
If Muffy or Puffy is here, please post the link to Discord. So I will post it here in the chat, so people will see the evidence of the abuse, the
What
online
link?
abuse. A Reddit thread with evidence about Happy's misbehavior against me. What happened was I was doing fine. I won the first round in this cup, and then I had Happy as my enemy. So Happy was texting me, "Hey, Veto," and I was like, "Okay, go Veto. I'm playing Orc. What is your race?" And he was posting the maps, and he wasn't telling me his race. So I was like, "Hey, listen, there's a rule book that says we are supposed to reveal our races before we start the veto process. As you could off race against me. This is possible. You have done off race tournament wins when he was forced to, actually, but still, he can play off race. So I consider it as a possibility. So I want to know his race." And yeah, he didn't reveal his race. And when I checked his stream, I saw him texting Thunderdorn. I think Thunderdorn was an admin back in the days. That's like 3 months ago. And was very heavy on the language, explaining his anger about my ignorance and about my behavior, asking him for race, and he doesn't even want to veto against me. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to veto. Like, tell me a race." And yeah, this continued. So Xander was like, "Hey, stop trolling him." And I was like, "No, I'm not trolling. I want to know his race." So eventually the admin told me his race. It went through the admins, the veto process, because Happy didn't want to speak to me. And yeah, after that, I think I misbehaved a bit. I built war mills all around the map because obviously I lost. I also
How
paused
long
the
did the
game.
game last after you had lost?
I think it lasted more than 13 minutes because he had to search my shops and war mills. It was Concealed Hill. So thank you, Hightech, by the way, for designing this map. It's really good to hide buildings. I didn't even hide war mills, to be honest. I built war mills in my base because they are so a high health point.
Yeah.
And yeah, it takes time. Yeah, after that, I got a warning. Admin spoke to me about my unsportsmanlike behavior, and I agree with it. Like, I'm not supposed to do this shit on tournaments. I think I take it as a man, but still, my heart is really full of pain. Happy was using such bird words. I'm not supposed to say them here on Twitch. But I can't sleep well at night. Like,
Yeah. Really?
he called me.
How do you feel at night?
I don't feel well. If there's somebody who can give me no, if there's no, Happy was using, like, he was flaming. I'm really stressed about this, and I don't think it's justified to just give him a warning about that. If I would have done that, I would have gotten a perma ban. That's because of bias, and yeah, I don't think Happy should be allowed to play a cup after that. He should get one cup ban.
Did
just
you
as a
flame him
warning.
before? What did he say? Honestly.
Oh well, I truly flamed him a lot.
Yeah, but that's why, like, he's saying.
Oh no, I didn't flame him in this cup.
Yeah, but like
Really?
in the past, because he's saying, "I honestly do not wish to speak with trash that is flaming me on every occasion." So you're saying he has a point.
I say he has a point, but in this very environment of a tournament, he's not supposed to break the tournament rules, which I didn't. Maybe unsportsmanlike behavior, building war mills, I get it, but I didn't flame him in this tournament. So he's supposed to speak to me in a professional manner,
Yeah.
which I do as well. So yeah, that's the story.
How often would you say have you flamed him in the past? Like, on how
I
many
even
occasions?
banned him from the tournaments. I had $700 tournaments, and I banned him because I truly don't like his attitude. I don't like how.
What has he done to you?
I don't like him.
Yeah, what has he done to you? You can't say I don't like someone. Give me some reasons. What has he done to you?
The reason is, like, playing games is always like, you are stronger than somebody, then you start toying with a weaker person in order for the weaker person to improve. But Happy is not that kind of person. He's not playing Dreadlord Expo. He's not being nice. He's not being.
Wait, you don't like him because he's not doing troll strategies and he's just winning effectively when he plays against you? That's the worst.
Not against me. I don't give a. I'm not relying on this Warcraft money. Like, I don't need that. I'm speaking about him making my viewership experience and my participation less enjoyable. Because
didn't he just play like Firelord first in the best of 10 against Mr. Winner like this weekend?
Dude, actually, you are having a point, but he's not doing it off. So at some point, I decided, dude, I don't like this guy. I don't like his personality. So I just banned him from my cups, and I don't like him, and yeah, that's the political situation about me and Happy.
Do you think you guys will hug it out eventually, or?
I will just troll him probably in an offline event or whatever. I will just like smile at him, and I don't care. That's all. Yeah. It was fun experience, but
Yeah.
I agree it was not sportsmanlike behavior by me. So I took the warning as a man. But Happy deserved more punishment. If Terror gets 6 months, yeah, sorry.
I heard Anna got banned from his channel.
Yeah, I banned Happy too.
As many people did. I don't think that
Foggy,
chat's too active.
Foggy, what's your experience like with Happy? Just on a like, I mean, not like on a slightly personal basis. I mean, you faced him many times, and many times you must have been like slightly upset with like just the situation facing him. So what's your experience with that?
Well, we always talk about that Happy play like machine or robot, but actually he's a human and have emotional status. Like he gets tired sometimes, so and he practice hard. So after this, maybe he start to be sometimes not best manner, but still he work hard. So I think it's okay.
You're friendly with him, right?
Yeah, I met Happy many times of offline tournaments, and on offline, so he is really nice person. Maybe not so angry as he use on his streams.
Yeah.
And ban many people. But I can understand because on his streams also sometimes many trolls and no manner people, so he just don't like it.
Yeah.
So he become angry person, but it's okay because if you are a streamer, you need to be very emotional, strong guy.
So in this story with Anna and Happy, do you think Happy is also as a point, or?
Oh my god. Yeah, go ahead, Foggy, sorry.
Foggy, do you think like this story with Anna and Happy, it's like just misunderstanding, or what happened?
Yeah, I think it's just misunderstanding.
Yeah. And also, Anna said that he was very sad after, and he had like he kept asking for help. Do you think that Anna should seek therapy?
I think in this situation, Happy got it really seriously. Like,
Yeah.
he thinks that this guy really trolled me because he doesn't know my race. So, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, I think the rules are the rules, and he's supposed to tell me his race. No,
it's in
to
the
be
rules,
honest-
right? That you should share your race, I think.
Yeah, it's in the rules. So
Well,
I
you
don't
say
give
that
a-
like you didn't check the rules.
I checked the rules,
You did.
and I did say that.
You know, I feel like
Anyways.
sometimes it comes down to just the way, like, if we like each other or not, and like the way we're talking to each other. It was the same thing with me. And remember when I started playing the WGL qualifier or something long time ago with that over-admire guy?
Yes.
I just didn't like his
definitely.
tone. I just didn't like his tone. So I was like, show me the rule then. He's like, no, it's a rule that you need to have delay. So I'm like, show it to me. And he's like, put the delay now. Like, we're both unreasonable, right? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
he more
you're
than me.
completely right.
He more than me
You're
for
completely
sure.
right. It's-
Because he
it's
could have
all
just
about
shown me the
sympathy.
freaking rule, and then I would have put my delay. Then I would have been no debate. But he didn't. We were just butting heads immediately. So then,
Yeah, I understand. It's all about sympathy. We are human beings, and when we don't like something, we rather want this somebody to be not right. Like it makes sense. If we have sympathy to somebody, we agree with almost everything this person says because we have a general like positive. It's psychological. It's like whatever.
yeah.
Um,
And also, wait,
Just-
Levix
yeah?
just said, Happy banned me on his channel because I've said something bad about him on Back to Warcraft channel. Do you know how many people are banned on my channel during Back to Warcraft broadcasts? You better not talk shit about me in my stream or in any stream. If you talk to your grandma, if you talk to your puppy, I will find out about it, and you're not gonna see my chat anymore.
But just for me, like being the very nice guy, I think I got out. I think I got maybe timed out on side stream once because I flamed with Blade. But if you get banned from a stream, you can still watch it, right? Like you just can't participate
true.
in chat, right?
Yeah, but now,
I
now
can
they
give
changed
you
it.
experience, yes.
They changed it recently. You don't see the chat at all anymore. And
Okay,
also,
but I mean, who
and
cares
also, you,
about Twitch
and also
chat?
you can't follow that person on Twitch, so you won't know if they are live. You need to click on like wall 3.
Ah,
and
you
see
can
who-
follow. Okay, yeah,
think
no,
so,
that,
yeah.
that might be relevant. Okay, but I mean, just the Twitch chat. I mean,
And
whatever.
also, tell us about that argument with Blade.
I had a heated conversation with him, but just very shortly because he was very wasted, I think. So I exploited that and just had a quick chat.
Yeah,
Chat with
eventually you're the guy having a discussion with a constant person. Congratulations, Isaac. I considered you as a smarter person, man. Like Blades is always drunk,
I know.
always.
And it's kind of like it's with some of the people, and I think that's to some degree it's funny, but to some degree it's also like comparable to the Happy situation. Like it's obviously Happy is not drunk, I guess, while playing, but like both are perceived. I mean, we're laughing about Blade sometimes because he's so drunk, which is not like at some point it's worrisome to some degree, and it's the same with Happy. I mean, he seems like I mean. There seems to be a lot of stress for him sometimes, and I think some of the stuff is just perceived wrongly. And eventually, and the same with Twitch chat. I mean, if you get banned on a Twitch chat, it's a channel of that person, so whatever. But it's like I think there is some of these things like just carry on for too long. I think, and it's
Like in this dynamic of 4 people, Foggy and you, Hightech, you probably don't give a damn about what people say, and you just don't care. But like Todd and me, we are probably the stronger vocal personalities in this regard. So yeah, I can definitely identify with what Todd said. If somebody shit talks me somewhere, this person is not loyal to me. He's not gonna provide any loyal, like honest, positive, whatever to me. So I'm not supposed to have to read this stuff by this person. So I'm just going to ban this person, right? And I agree with Todd, and I also agree with Happy in this regard. Like if you have some troll called Ena in your chat, and he's complimenting some orc doing radar lame against Happy, and Happy's raging and losing because of this orc, and Ena is writing in the chat, "Wow, this orc played so well, high skill, good micro." Like that was the reason why Happy banned me, and I'm completely
sure?
fine. Yeah, he did that after this, and I'm completely fine with Happy doing that because this is not promoting your improvement. This is not motivating you. This is even trolling. So if you don't like this, ban this person and it's fine. And I agree with how Happy banned me. It's good for him. It was also good for me to troll him, so we are fine both. And if people need therapy, I think a lot of people playing Warcraft 3 have some kind of disorder in their brains because
Are you talking about yourself as well, or
no, I'm speaking especially about you because we are playing a genocide simulator. So, I mean,
what?
yeah, we're playing every time we're playing, killing each other, killing towns, killing.
It's a strategy game. Like, what are you?
Yeah,
You
but
want
it's
pink
2D.
unicorns and bubbles flying around? Like you
I
want to
mean-
play Fortnite?
it's sadistic. It's sadistic what we're doing.
Foggy, have you ever been annoyed by another Warcraft player as much as you're annoyed right now about Ina?
Corrupt.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Warcraft gives too much stress for some people, and they become to be too much aggressive. I agree with Todd that it's a strategy game, but other side, still it's a game about war. So every game you kill a lot. So bad influence for some people.
Can you check on a stream, by the way? Like, can you check on your streams how many people are banned? Like, I would be really interested to see like how many people are like banned.
I don't know, but I hope there is no cap. Because I feel like I'm getting pretty close if there is.
I would be really interested to know.
Every day I
what's
tune
the
in,
share?
like I watch a lot of streams, and every day I tune into Back to Warcraft, and I see some stupid ass comments, and I'm like, I never want to see that person talk in my channel ever after what he just said. And then boom, bam.
Can be
bam.
very thankful to not watch Grubby streams then, I guess.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I mean, occasionally if I beat him, I'll watch the VOD, and I'll ban those people too. It's a small confession here. But yeah.
No, we don't need help. No.
Anyway, yeah, let's talk about the next tournaments. That's a super long name. The Warcraft Gold League 2020 Summer Season Team League, the WGLSSTL. It just started, I think it was yesterday, and we had the open qualifier where there was 40 teams in total. So that's 8 groups of 5 teams each. And in each group, one team advances to the top 8, which will be a round robin format. And top 8 is guaranteed at least $4,200. First place is $42K. So that's a lot of money. In total, there is $121,000. So very important to try and make it out of the group. Like, again, like so many good teams, so many good players. They even made alliances for this tournament without necessarily being on the same team to try and qualify. And I think every group, they had 2 teams that were like somewhat favorites. Like we didn't really know who was going to win. We probably had favored one, but... So I'm going to go through the groups and talk about the results. So first, let's do group A's to D. So in group A, there was LP Club. Oh, you can see the lineup. Okay, well, I guess we can click on it. There was LP Club, ToDGaming, and Friends as the main 3 team. LP Club is a team with Colorful, Focus, Fortitude, and Xiao KK. And without too much surprise, they took first place. ToDGaming with a very good showing, though. They went 3-1. And Friends as well actually did very decent. Yeah, Dust had a very close series actually with LP Club, and I think if they had won that, they might have made it through in first place.
That's insane. NA
Yeah.
against China, and what is it, Asia in general.
And they won 3-1 against Team France, and LP had the same score against Team France as well. So Dust with a strong showing, sadly second place doesn't advance, so LP Club goes to the next round. And I think they won the last one of this tournament, right? Were they the one that... Yeah, I think they were. Don't help me at all, guys. Fuck you.
Sorry, but this is very complicated. Like I just saw a few games, and I'm not really expert in this area.
Why is there no results from Group B? Actually, I guess maybe it's hard to like keep up because like it's on a It's a Chinese.
Lazy liquid.
No, actually, the guy's been doing such a good. Stoke has been killing it, but yeah, it's like hard to find out infos and stuff about this. But yeah,
but is it only me, or is it like it's getting a lot of cups? Like it's really difficult to follow. I mean, back to Warcraft, like they're streaming a lot, which I really appreciate. But it's getting a lot of cup names these days. So was there ever a time where you had like, if you would compare it to another year of Warcraft, was there ever like? Did we have that much?
Not like, really. I think with WC3L there was consistent content, but it wasn't like now. Go ahead, Anna.
I can tell you the attention rises. Like with ESL in Germany alone, there have been companies contacting every qualified player, whether being interested into joining a team or not, including me. And I'm just like maybe top 20 Germany. Like this is crazy. Like Warcraft 3 is definitely getting a bigger attention. Esports in general, we all know that, and that's a beautiful thing considering how bad Reforge is. Just like keep it up, be active, enjoy the hype, just ride on it, go with the flow, don't stop, and hope that 2021 goes on like that and goes even better. Yeah. Like it's a beautiful story, I really like this development. And you're not supposed to follow everything, obviously, because we have other stuff to do in life. That's why, for example, I'm not really aware of what happened in this team league thingy Todd has shown us. But like everybody has his niche, just like enjoy it. We have activity more than ever, it feels like, at least since I'm here, since 2015.
Yeah.
And right, Foggy?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's very cool league, and for me, big surprise that every team can participate. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
This is the cup that. Sorry, go ahead.
In Group C, Yeah, no, go ahead, Foggy. What's up?
Even you can just create your own team. Just find random at least 3 players. So it's not even must be a professional team.
Just find someone who's not banned on either ToD's or Happy's or Ina's stream, and then should be an indicator that it's a good guy.
Yeah, no, actually, why didn't you play this?
Hey, dude, I wasn't aware of it at all. I'm playing for an amateur team. It's called Hot Emo 1337.
Yeah, how did you find that name?
Yeah, I was leader of Team Hot Elite 2018. You also honored us with your attendance for 2 months. And yeah, I was not really enjoying the management burden anymore, so I gave it over to Toxi. And Toxi joined France again, so we had no real management, and our lineup got thinner. So we just merged with Team Emo, which is managed by Kenon in this chat.
Yeah.
Big shout out to you, Kenon. You are the most beautiful.
Isn't Toxi the guy that wanted to beat you up at Iron Couch?
Tox. He also has history.
Oh, it's a different guy.
Yeah, Toxi is the nice guy.
Toxi is the French guy?
Yeah, the guy who had amazing games.
Today, right?
Yeah.
Like today and yesterday, yeah.
He has improved a lot. Actually, Toxi also had issues like that about Tox. Tox does that not just with me, he does that with many people. But that's a different guy. Like Tox that is not worth mentioning here.
In the FFA, in the FML community, we have Tox, Toxi, and Voxius.
Yeah.
Sucks for you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me keep recapping this. In Group C, we had Team ELL. ELL stands for Euro Lin Loliet. So that's when Euro is 120. And they did pretty well in the group. They advanced in first place, beating Oceanus Gaming, who had some very nice games actually. Spiral beat Loliets, but sadly that was the only point that was scored for Team OCG in that match. And yeah, I think the rest of the results might not be complete, but again, only the first team advances. So once the 2 favorites meet and one of them wins, usually you kind of know who's going to make it through. In Group D, we had the team with Zoshishi, Fast, and Sini breezing through the group. They won their 3 matches and ended up with 9-0 score. And then Group E to H. So in Group E, we had Rogue Warriors, Raptor Gaming. Rogue Warriors is the team with Infi, TH00. They played a 2-on-2 together. They won against Jehu and Pinke. And then Fly beat Sir and Infi beat Pinke. And actually, it doesn't show the lineup for Team Washed Up. So I don't even know who plays on it.
This is the US West guys, like So Sorry Man and all those.
Yeah. Yeah, so Team Rogue Warrior, 4-0 in matches, 12-0 in maps. Not too hard for them. Group F, we had Team F4. Same thing, they're just gonna smash through everyone. It was Sok, Chemico, and Soin. And I think their hardest matchup was probably against this team over here, which I don't know the name of, because it's in Chinese. And they beat 15 Sway, Ice Orc, Pink, and In Vain. Then in Group G, we had UMAD, which I was playing for, and we went up. Like the strongest team that we had in this group was, well, I'll recap the matches, I guess. Me and Cash played the 2-on-2, and we won against Anshi and TBCBM. Then Anshi beat Cash in solo. TBCBM beat Sonic in solo. Then Cash and Maru won the 2-on-2 against Hurricane Bow and a human player, and then I won against Hurricane Bow in the last match. So because we had won against the strongest team, we thought we had a good chance to advance, and then today we won 3-0, 3-0 against the last 2 teams. So we're the only non-Asian team to make it through. Pretty lucky draw, I think, you know. If I compare this team that I just mentioned with like all the ones that I mentioned in the previous groups, I'm like, okay, well, this is way easier, obviously, but it's nice nonetheless to be able to rep Europe a little bit. And then
it's a lot of money. Yeah, sorry.
In Team H, we had Sparks. So Foggy's team, which played with Hawk and Please in this. How important was this tournament for you, Foggy?
To be honest, I was not ready to play this Lich because I think this Lich began very fast after announce.
Yeah.
And our squad was not complete at the beginning, so Hog joined us maybe 1.5 weeks before Lich start, and I didn't play too much 2v2 with Hawk and Who's, and our team still haven't 2v2 regular players.
Yeah.
So it was hard to play this leash, and I feel we was not ready. And of course, so we got a very strong Korea team with Moon, Lucifer, and Thunder. They did really good job.
Yeah, you guys had two really tough matches actually. Yeah, so that the one that you just talked about was against Team Rise Again, which was Mikael, previously known as Lucifer, Thunder, his brother, who's a human player, and Moon. And in that, you guys lost the 2-on-2. I was watching that. I think you guys, like, because you play with big ping on neties, you played like maybe like a wrong strategy. I think you should play a different style, you know, maybe like, because you guys played with like mass breakers for the front line and mass archers behind. I think maybe if you go like mass giants and mass rifles, then the 200 MS matters less. And they were playing a strategy with mount tanking first, which I find a little bit silly because it's human plus undead, so brilliance is like so strong. So I don't want to criticize or anything, but I really think, in my opinion, you guys could have done better. But who knows? Maybe when we'll play them with you, might will get smashed. So, and then Mikael beat Hawk in the solo, and then you played a game against Moon where I thought you were winning. Like you had 2 APs in his base, you had a bunch of units. It was a crazy game. How did you enjoy that one?
Yeah, it seems I could won it, but I don't know. Moon had better hero levels, and I lost my opportunity to use more suppers to kill his second base. And my begin was very terrible. I lost Engines of War and didn't catch him when he made his expansion.
Yeah.
So I don't like my game.
Do you think that when you play against Moon, because he's like kind of like your idol and the player you look up to, maybe you don't play as well, or you think it's fine?
No, I used too much focus on 2v2 and was very nervous about our 2v2, so maybe I missed my focus to one with one.
Yeah.
And I did not my best performance.
And a high tag, did you follow these tournaments? There's been a lot of hype around team leagues as well. Do you think that we should be seeing more of them, and it's justified, right?
I think that, I mean, we don't really, like, there are many one-on-one cups, so I definitely think it's something to, I like these team cups. I think it's more difficult to follow, especially with this kind of format for me. But also I think the team names are really an issue. I think many of these team names just sound similar or similar to some of the clans we had. I think we need more fun and more crazy team names, maybe. But I enjoy that we see like these kind of cups for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about team leagues in general?
I'm playing team leagues since the end of 2015. I started in the German Warcraft 3 CL. Then I continued with the Russian NWC3L. And I was one of the few people who actually provided, life to the team scene when Warcraft was supposed to be considerably dead. So I was leading Team Vikings, and I love team leagues. I'm out of my management days. I just want to play. And I love it. I like the experience. You learn a lot from others, and team leagues are even better than solo tournaments. So yeah, definitely team leagues continue. More attention, better. I like it. And there's more money on the line. Like I've seen you just earned a lot of money considering it's just Warcraft 3, High tech. And yeah, it's good. Team leagues are great.
Ooh.
Can you hear me, Dennis? Hello? Oh, he hasn't joined the Discord yet.
Ich höre halt noch niemanden.
You need to join the Discord, Dennis, and mute yourself on the whereby.
We see the
All right,
mustache.
thank you.
That's fine. I guess that's all we need.
Let's see.
Nice mustache, man.
What is that behind him on the left?
He has a gym, like he's playing, and
No,
then
I'm
he's...
talking about the six-pack body thing. You not see that?
Oh yeah.
What the hell is
Hot.
that? Okay, I'm gonna tell him. He's in the Discord, right? Good old take. He's almost there, I think. And I guess, we can talk a little bit more about this real quick. Yeah, I think team leagues are like strongly underrated. And in the future, I think we might be seeing more of them, like being very popular if they're done correctly. And I think that's something I'm very hyped about. I miss WC3L, and I think it would be sick if it came back. What about you, Foggy? Like, you play a lot of solo. Do you enjoy team leagues as well, or?
Yeah, I told you because my team decided I need to play 2v2.
Yeah.
I feel very unconfident because I switch last week. I switch and start to play 2v2, and I start to feel that, I stopped to play many games 1v1.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to combine 1v1 and 2v2, especially if you don't have a stable 2v2 partner. Because first time I play with Who's, and long time I didn't used to play with Hawk. So I start to feel not confidence.
Yeah. Did you communicate well with HYZ? Do you guys speak in English, I guess, on...
No, we play without vocal.
Yo, Dennis.
Ah, finally. I think I did it right.
About fucking
Okay.
time, yeah.
I know you're gonna hate me for a long
Jesus
time.
Christ.
Oh, Johan.
Is production gonna join the whereby as well? Actually, they can if they want to see the video. If they want to put the video on the screen.
I think it's fine right now because I'm gonna capture my screen now.
Okay.
Okay, great. I guess
I
you
need to
guys
open one more
can.
then.
I mean, everyone hear me, right? Because I can hear you. That's perfect.
Yeah. We hear you.
All right. Oh, finally, here we go.
Yeah. How you been?
Man, I was dancing with the world champion in freestyle.
Yeah,
Right,
it's pretty
like-
sick. You told me you're gonna join my show late, and I'm like, what is he doing? And then people come in my chat. They're like, Take is shaving right now and he's dancing. I'm like, nice. Like, I guess I really
you can-
don't matter now, do I?
As you can see, I mean, you matter the most to me, as you know, right?
Yeah.
Because this beard was just made for you, honestly. Because I
Yeah.
knew you were shaping everything. I wanted to give you something back.
Nice. Yeah, so we're just talking about all Warcraft 3 actuality. You should definitely have my stream open because I show like some tournaments and stuff. But I guess
All right, I will.
maybe we might move on here in a second. We got like 4 more tournaments that we're going to talk about briefly. So the next one is Dust League Season 3, which just concluded. It was streamed on Back to Warcraft, and we had Hitman actually win this time around. It was the same finals as in the previous one. He beat Cruncher in the finals. And then FK in Super Bowl took 3rd and 4th place. So yeah, we got a new champion. I guess we'll get some NA guys on the show in the future and listen to what they have to say about this. Did you guys catch these games?
Yeah.
Anna?
Definitely. At night, it's not easy for Europeans to follow up. The beautiful thing is that Dust team, so it's I think Bidu and Carson, the managers, they are allowed to stream this on Back to Warcraft. So Neo gave them the stream key, which creates more attention. I followed a few games and I would say entertaining. New touch. It's a different kind of culture. It's a different kind of like.
It's kind of your culture, right?
Yeah, like I had a few weeks and months in my life when I was more active on US servers, and I enjoyed this kind of different way. They are more vocal. They are more
Yeah.
vocal and more personality. It's enjoyable.
Dennis, do you know about this Enna guy? Who he is?
I sadly played this guy already.
Oh, you did?
Uh,
What happened?
I mean, yeah, he was a little bit better than me, but I mean, I needed a week or two more than I'm finally back on track. I would
Did
say.
you troll or what happened?
No.
Just
I'm,
normal
I'm-
game.
Yeah, just a normal game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why you asked this.
No, because you were at Iron Couch, so I don't know if like you guys talk or something, or if he knew that like you're one of the trolls of the community, so to speak.
Yeah, Dennis, I don't know what Todd is saying right now. We are completely serious, aren't we, Dennis?
We are serious, yeah.
Yeah, very serious and nice to each other.
Okay, yeah, good. That's fine.
I actually really want to beat Ina, to be honest. Like anytime soon. Like I'm preparing.
Yeah.
I
Go
want to have
ahead, practice.
a show off casted by you, Johan. Show him how I win 3-0 in a best of 2.
Excellent move. All right. We had Fight Night 23 as well, where Sai took on Neutron, and that was a very entertaining series. I don't know if anybody caught any of that. What about you, High Tech?
Yes, I did. I honestly I didn't expect Side to win, but it was really close, and I really enjoyed it, and it was I think the first Fight Night I watched since the first one, so I really enjoyed it, and it's cool.
Yeah, shout out to Kendrick and Grubby. They've been doing a pretty good job with this. It's every Friday night, like kind of late. So if you go to bed early, you probably won't see. Like Foggy definitely never seen a Fight Night unless you check out the VODs. Have you ever watched Foggy? Because I know you go to bed early.
No, because it's night tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always sleep.
What time do you go to bed usually?
11.
Okay, but 11 your time, so that's like 9 p.m. CET. Maybe that's why for me it feels like it's super early. All right.
Yeah.
The War 3 Station 1v1 Cup number 4, where Fortitude beat Hawk in the finals, and Chemico took 3rd and Colorful 4th. You bunch of idiots making human look really strong. I don't know what you guys are doing. We're supposed to be the garbage race. You guys are dropping the ball for us. What is that? Dennis, have you been catching some of these tournaments on Back to Archive maybe or anywhere?
I mean, I was actually watching a little bit, but honestly, I'm just playing as much as possible right now to be just back in the game, to understand everything, the timings, everything, the meta and so on. So I have to decide if I play or just watch. But yeah, as you know, I love to play. But yeah, there's like tons of tournaments out right now, right? I mean, this is crazy because I mean I'm following that. There's so many tournaments, but it's really hard to get aware of everything there. I mean, I randomly also announced a tournament yesterday without thinking about it, to be honest. Like, I just did it. I honestly didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Great by myself, because now I have to organize it. I think you can help me there, right?
Yeah, definitely. Just contact the Back to Work team on Twitter. He will love to.
I think he might have been talking to me, but sure, like it's just...
Actually, like, so first of all, Yannis, Neo, he already messaged me. He would help with whatever he can. He's very busy right now because he's I don't know, like organizing 4 tournaments or so at the same time. But yeah, Todd, I was talking to you, so you can help me, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that would be great.
We got a specific topic actually about that later. So we'll talk a little bit about Iron Couch, and then we'll talk about your tournament first.
Oh yeah, please.
I want to get done with these. So yeah, good showing here from the humans. It's rare enough. It's a minor tournament. Who cares? You know, like they're gonna be back at the bottom on the next big one. Good job, guys. The tag team tournament number 2 that I'm organizing. So that's gonna be starting on Thursday, and it's a tournament with only 2-on-2s and teams of 3. So the prize pool is $810, I believe. So 450 for first, so 3 times 150. And I took a very unconventional map pool. No Lost Temple, no Nullwood, no Twisted Meadows, no Turtle Rock. All of these maps that have been overdone, like Echo Isle. We got them the fuck out of here. And then I got a bunch of new maps. We got Vile Reef, a map which has boats. It's going to be our opening map in the tournament. And we got like a lot of these sick maps. And I'm super excited. So these are the teams. We got Team Star-Shaped and Friends, Storzen, Star-Shaped Knopf, Best Friends in DC, Dowak, Fra, Lil DC, Agro Monkeys, Sonic, Chic, Bizarre, Team number 1, Neutron, Spiral 1, Not From This Planet, Hawk, Cash, and Foggy, Team Waffles with Long Walk, Waffles, and Switch. Team Macro Musketeers, Spooky, Starbuck, the Muslim. Back to the Lobby, Insuperable, OC, Kiwikaki. Drunken Masters, Caspian, Cooper, and Blades. And then Wine and Vodka, Side, Death Note, and myself. Foggy, you're going to be playing in this. How are you feeling about it? You were just talking about 2-on-2? Like...
Cash asked me to play, and I think that we have a nice team and have a good communicate. I have a good communicate with Hawk and Cash, and interesting thing that they do take this name because sometimes I don't answer immediately in Discord, so Cash said that I'm not from this planet sometimes, so that's the reason why they... No, sometimes I'm too busy because of Warcraft or something else that just don't answer immediately in Discord. Okay. So he started to troll me.
Yeah. And
why is Happy not here?
He didn't want to play.
Oh,
even getting him in the previous tournament was like pretty hard. Happy wants to play tournaments in one day and with maximum money. So this is across multiple weeks and doesn't have the biggest money. He didn't want to play for that.
Inefficient for Happy, I understand.
Yeah.
Sorry, you wanted to say something?
No, yeah, like, are you looking forward to this? I know you like 2v2. Like, it's a lot of 2v2s.
Like, to be honest, this is so much Warcraft content, man. I don't know where to put this into my schedule because I love playing. And I just have so much time to play Warcraft, and on top of that, watching Warcraft. Like I have so many monitors.
Talking about? We're in quarantine. You're at home doing nothing. Like,
I'm not doing nothing.
On, like Pornhub half the day. Like, what is those things you're talking about that you're doing? You got plenty of time to watch games.
Yes, for you, I have any time. I won't sleep for you. Yes, I look forward to it, and I will watch it. Yes.
I would be disappointed if you wouldn't.
Yes.
Dennis. Any chance you might want to cast any of these or like join us for the finals? Like you're welcome to if you want.
I mean, I'm totally up for that. Perhaps for like a couple of games or so. I would be definitely up for that. That would be great. I mean, I'm actually slowly going back, so I have the feeling I...
But do you actually like 2-on-2 or because I don't know you as someone who...
I play with Taker. I mean, you know him, right?
Yeah.
I play 2-on-2 with Taker right now.
Taker, so really?
That's where we go. And I mean, we are trolling quite a lot right now, but it's a lot of fun playing 2-on-2. I think, to be super honest here, strategy games, Warcraft 3 is the one game where you can play 2v2, and it's tons of fun, but also highly competitive.
Yeah.
Both of it. And there's no other game I at least see like StarCraft 2. I mean, come on, let's be serious here. Like 2-on-2 is horrible. StarCraft 1, horrible. But for Warcraft 3, I always have loved playing Warcraft 3 2-on-2. And I don't know if you remember, like the first EPS, the German Championship. I mean, it's back there. You are playing yourself, Ina and also Todd. It has been 2-on-2, by the way. Like the first German Championship ever. Yeah, I was 2-on-2.
Well, you played?
Yeah, I played. I was in the playoffs, finals offline.
With who?
Sadly lost there. Yeah, 2-on-2 with Sky. I don't know if you remember him. Okrana Sky. It was a little bit before you have been more around in the esports. It was in the very, very first month.
Well, weren't you were on SK at some point, right?
Okrana before that.
So back then you were on you were on Okrana.
Okrana first, and then I moved on to SK Gaming. But yeah, that was the early times. I don't know if you remember the teams like Ogre. Like Ogre is one of the teams. They have been always really, really good in the beginning of games. Crazy guys. And beside that, there was, I think DKH was back in the days, was out there as well. And then was us, Okrana, with two teams, by the way. You know Thagor or Tagor?
Yeah, Thagor. He went on. He was on SK after that too.
Exactly. And he was playing with Fire, but not Fire DE. There was a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that's so long ago. Yeah. Like, I can't even remember.
I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I just discovered earlier today that I interviewed you back in 2005 on behalf of Game Sports. I think it was when you joined after joining SK. Such a long time ago. It's crazy.
Do you remember anything from the interview? Was Tech saying he just enjoys fast expanding every single game?
Yeah, and I actually found like this one question that I asked. So it's still on inwarcraft.de, which
Nice.
for some reason still exists. So I found that. So that's definitely throwback Tuesday. Really cool.
So yeah,
Does people actually know that I remember Todd? I don't even remember if I'm not even sure if you remember. I know before you have become like one of the members of Four Kings, I remember that we were actually practicing quite a lot of custom games back in the days. Do you remember that?
no,
Yeah,
my memory is not that good. So this was like,
I know.
wait, I don't remember what I
I
had for
remember
breakfast, man. So, like,
because I was playing Click Arena back in the days in
Yeah.
Toulouse. You have been there, but you haven't been a player there.
yeah, I didn't
You have
play.
been watching, and we met there for the very first time. There was Kiko and all the DD8 and all the guys.
Yeah, this tournament was
Insomnia.
crazy. There was like 20 Koreans.
There was
It was like
20 Koreans, and
46.
I like to tell the story because it's a good memory for me. It was the first tournament out there offline in Warcraft 3 overall, international.
No, there was CPL Can before.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, CPL Can. But so that was the second.
I wasn't allowed to play there actually. Oh yeah, that might be true because I wasn't 18 and CPL Khan was 18 plus, I think. And I was playing there against Speedstar from Vera. I don't know if anyone remembers this guy, but the Korean, very good orc player, and all the Europeans were really excited that Europeans were playing against Koreans, and I won against this guy 2-1. But then the night elves came with the trees. Ancients of Wars everywhere. I was so pissed. I was practicing so hard for this tournament. I was in really, really good shape.
Yeah.
I was later like top 3. I was like playing 16 hours a day, and I had the chance against every human, against every orc. But then Night Elf came. I was playing against DD8. I think he won the tournament. No chance at all. Like no chance at all. It was even Insomnia, who was like in great shape back in the days, couldn't make anything.
Yeah.
What was the meta?
It was so
Ancient of War in your base.
Ancient of Wars were never dying. So you just made mass Ancient of Wars and then you uprooted them and then you attacked. And they would never
They
die.
were never
so
dying.
You just win. And the
Yeah,
first
the armor
tournament
was crazy.
The first tournament that happened was CPL Can, like on Warcraft 3, and Intox won that with trees. And back then nobody knew about it. So he played against all the best players in the world. I think he was like Sol, the Russian. Everyone that he played, he made trees. And Insomnia in the finals. Like I think back then Insomnia was the best player in the world.
I understand.
And
So it's basically
Intox beat him with the trees. And then the next tournaments, Sol, who was playing human in Can, was now playing Night Elf. And the final was Night Elf, Sol versus DD8. And it was just mass Ancient of War and mass Ballista. Attacking each other on Trunkel.
it's basically like playing human nowadays.
Man, you have
Nobody's
no clue.
laughing.
You're new school. You have no
Yeah.
clue about Warcraft 3, man.
How long was that after the initial release? So was it like in
Quite a bit
2004?
at least, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Right?
So
It was like-
yeah, sorry.
And like,
I think at least like 6 months or so.
yeah.
People, like in the
Maybe
beginning,
more.
people didn't find out. Then they found out, and then they started playing it every game. Every game, you had to look for Ancient of War. Like every game, you were scouting as a human, militia, Ancient of War, and you couldn't kill it. Like even if you see it, you couldn't kill it when it was still in build.
And at least
That
you could
was
Stonebolt buildings.
Yeah, that's true. You could.
Stonebolt level
Forest
3 on
Walk
an
was
Ancient
there
of
as
War.
well.
But yeah, it was crazy times for sure back then.
Yeah.
And then, they didn't release a patch immediately either. So the tournaments, they had to say like you can only move on the map with 2 Ancient of War, like 3, to prevent that after that, because there was no patch for a while.
So the
But the
2v2
skill is-
topic. Yeah, sorry.
No. I mean, but the only thing I wanted to say was, but the game was still better than the design of Reforged nowadays. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just a few notice. Like we already have 2v2 activities increasing nowadays in the. I mean, you have putting structure, money, and also like league on the line, so that's great by you, Todd. But we also have from the Russian community, and I think from UMAT managers, an amateur league where there's $200 on the line. It's called war3lovers.com, and it's currently running. Now we have the group stage, and later we go to playoffs. And this is an offline event, goes through a few weeks. And that shows, like, the activity shows that people love this game mode, and we keep on playing it. It's amazing, as Take said.
I think the 2-on-2 and team leagues is like the hottest thing in town right now. Like it's really getting very, very popular, and I'm excited about this. So yeah, this tournament starts on Thursday. It will be on Thursdays and Fridays every week for the next 5 weeks, and all of these amazing guys are gonna be playing in it. So
And the names
Like
are much
Taker and me.
the names are much better than in the other tournaments. So shout out to the Macro Musketeers. So they won my heart.
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna root for them.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. And I guess we can save balance for later. I wanted to talk about Iron Couch and also the next tournament that Tech is going to organize. So I guess while you're here, Tech, can you give us like just your impressions on the whole experience of making Iron Couch happen and all of that? Any cool stories?
Absolutely. I mean, it was you actually pushing the topic for Warcraft 3 in the community quite a lot, and then we kept in touch every here and there. We were thinking of hosting the Iron Couch before already. We actually did, and then at some point we finally just like we had just this moment where we both said like, let's just do it. Let's just start it with like no budget. Let's just do it. Let's find a small prize pool. Let's invite the players, take the location, take the production. Let's not take any like just like do like an all-in situation, because there was like no one financing us. But I think sometimes you need to do stuff like you were pushing it, and we're just like, let's do it because it's great. People are gonna love it. And you were telling me that people would actually drive over own costs. Everyone would just come in, and it was short notice, I would say, and still like a lot of people came by. Even like, I mean, not only Germans. That was something I was surprised the most by. From Vancouver was there as well. I was surprised by that as well. And he just wanted to host a tournament, and and that worked out, right? I mean, it was a very stressful tournament. It was like really limited resources, a very unexperienced team for handling a Warcraft 3 tournament. But the experience for the people there was great. People watching was great. But I mean, I love to see so many familiar faces and also new faces in one tournament. And I think the most important thing about doing it was just doing it to do it again, and have the experience from the first time. Let the people know, hey, there was a tournament out there. There was a great location for it, great people behind it, and players who were willing to come over. Let's do it even better for the next time. And that's what I like the most about this tournament, and you pushing it so that we have this first version out there. And this is, I mean, fuck COVID-19, but we should have a Iron Couch too anytime soon, or possible, I would say, which will for sure take some more time, but I would love to see it again.
What would be needed for that to happen? Like, I guess ideally you'd like to find at least like a sponsor or something, right? Like, which is not easy nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? I mean, as cool as Warcraft is, and there's more and more people coming back to watch the game, which is great because more people means better chances to bring in sponsors. But the other thing is, it's a very old game. I mean, and let's not talk about Reforged came out 2020, because I mean, it's Reforged. But building a cool community around it, which is already guaranteed, which, I mean, that's what I feel at least. But bring back the audience, bring back the people, and do a cool tournament, and then at least have like some people supporting it by donating for a prize pool, or find like one or two sponsors. But I feel already that nowadays it's easier than back in the days when we hosted the first version. That's what I feel at least. And
you think it's easier to find a sponsor now?
I mean, yes. I mean, not to get the big sponsorships. We all know that it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
But at least like just having like some funds to cover the most important cost, right? That would be great. And I mean, we bring all our passion there, but there is some hard costs we have to take care of. If we can do that, that's all fine, right? And I love to be super enthusiastic to host stuff like that, but sometimes you have to be a little realistic as well. And if we find a good way in the middle, then that's how we should do it. But right now, I have a very good feeling. I mean, it also helps, to be honest, that I started playing Warcraft again, be a little bit more in the community again, talk to the people, understand the community a little better now, and just have a better network in Warcraft 3 again, which is also great.
Yeah. for those who didn't know this about Iron Couch, like it wasn't quite like Home Story Cup on 4 days. It was just a 1 day tournament because like some people have work and everything, and it was like a first time where we didn't know if 10 people are gonna show up, or 5. So I started gauging the community's interest, and then very quickly I saw that there was a lot of enthusiasm. And then we had multiple players coming from France. We had a lot of German players. Like the German community for Warcraft is just massive. Couple people drove from Poland. Will Q, Terror, and Neutron was our one Russian player that made the travel as well. So I think it was really cool. And I feel like there is potential if we do a second one that we announced a long time in advance to have way more people as well. Like there was no Swedish player at this one, but the Swedish guys, they might just come if we organize another one and they're available. There was only one Russian player. I think like Foggy, I'm sure you'd love to play in this kind of tournament if there was like a good prize pool and you know in advance about it and your team, I'm sure they would send you. Am I right in assuming that?
Yeah, this time maybe my team or my tribe. So probably I will come.
Yeah. And High Tech, did you get to follow this tournament?
Sorry, I'm just eating gummy bears. For sure.
This is very random, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. For sure, it's. I think. Yeah, I think it's a bit more personal. So as we're talking about all these cups, like there are so many cups, it's definitely more relatable and more unique if you have some. If it's not just this online, like this. If it's not just this exchangeable tournament, like we do see some of repetition there. So. Yep, like it.
Yeah, this was very unique. Like there was almost 2,600 in prize pool total. And Back to Warcraft were there. They were doing the secondary stream. And then towards the end, we just put all of the game on the mainstream and we all cast together on the couch. So it was Rotterdam was there as well. And we're with the Back to Warcraft guys, Tech. And we were just having a blast casting all the games. Sadly, I lost to Shitlord in quarterfinals. So that was the
you were so
part.
mad.
You
were so mad. Come on. You didn't want to cast the next game. You didn't.
I was so happy you lost
game.
this. I was so happy you lost this because you were so unmannered. We agreed that we can pause kill our heroes to each other, but not shit talk each other on chat. And you're hosting a freaking tournament and like flaming me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, can I flame back?
You
so
complaining
you
about somebody flaming you, and also like I didn't flame like really hard or anything.
No,
I think
I don't complain. I'm just happy that
Xlord is a way worse shitkid / person than me, so you shouldn't be happy. He's the worst. And he won the whole thing. He beat one in the semifinals, and then he beat Neutron in grand finals in a 4-3 score, so not bad.
I think you've seen that Xlord and I can go along very well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's between you guys.
How good is Xlord right now? I mean,
he's pretty good actually.
Playing...
Like back then, I think him winning that was like he's playing well, but it's kind of a surprise. Like I would have said maybe Neutron or any of one of the Undeads maybe could have won. But nowadays, he's actually like one of the best players in Europe. He's doing extremely well. Yeah.
This guy, I always have been saying that he is very strong, especially offline. Like that's, I think, was one of the reasons why he was winning the offline event, because he has a very good presence offline, and he's like, he's super cocky and he doesn't care about anything. He just plays his game and he doesn't care. He's never nervous or anything like that. Yeah. I think this is a big advantage. Back in the days, that was also one of the reasons why he was so good when he was playing offline. Like, crazy, with like 14 years or so.
Yeah, but anyway.
I think Xlord is a very special. Like, I just got known with him and I felt like he has some special sense. Like, he's not normal. He's not normal, but in a good way.
And in a bad way, yeah.
No, but yeah, this tournament was really sick again. Like, we had so many nationalities, and I hope it can happen someday. My dream is that we can have an Iron Couch, like a Home Story Cup, on 4 days with at least 32 players, and then just everybody's there chilling, having fun. We got 2 different streams. Players are coming on the couch and casting a whole bunch. You cast Anna, didn't you?
Yeah, I casted. For me, it was, I think that was a question how I experienced the whole Iron Couch. I was a caster, I was a player. I was, again, emotionally really, really punished and really distressed by you, Todd. And,
like my happy.
like my happy. And it was a super nice experience. It was my very first real offline event. And considering that I made it to the, I think, round of 16, almost kicking out Ente, I was super proud of myself because I don't think that I'm any nearby pro level. I'm not even nearby, but I can compete. That was something I was.
Oh yeah, that series was really close.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was, wait, it was a 3-2?
3-2, man. And I actually threw Echo Isles, like idiot me. I had an expansion even. Whatever. Like it was a super, super nice experience. For me, it was motivating. I was gaining self-esteem in a gaming, like in the gaming area. And yeah, apart from that, I love attention, like you know that, and I love casting. So yeah, I was casting and I had a good time. I got new friendships, like Toxie and I got good along with each other. People who flamed with me got friends with me, like Ikben Cool. So yeah, it's a great platform. I'm really grateful that you and Take organized that, and I'm happy to come again when Corona is over.
Yeah.
I don't live far away from that, by the way, so I can come anytime.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Tech, you just announced a tournament. I'm gonna try and find the tweets up there so I can pull it on the screen. That was last night, right? Or when was it?
Last night. So as you know, like I started my streaming myself because of COVID-19. It's a really, I mean, for many people, it's a very tricky situation, and I have been a streamer myself, but at some point I decided to run a company which is Take TV, and now we are like almost 40 people, and most of them full time. And now we had like a really, really big cut in all our events, as you can imagine. And we lost a lot of like potential work and also money for the next couple of months at least. So I was thinking of what can I do to help the company and bring people back to work, because we have like short time work in Germany. You get supported by the government with funds and so on, but people get like a little less money and they don't work or just work a few hours if they don't have real work, as it is for many people for us, because we have a bar, it's closed, all the events are not happening and so on. And I decided to start streaming, and I started my channel, which is Just Take, and we have Take TV with Naruto. And I wasn't expecting too much, but I was like, okay, there's a core community from the past. Let's give it a try. And I started streaming 12 hours every day for the last 3 weeks, organizing from 9 a.m. to 12, then going live from 12 to 12, sometimes even more. And people going nuts. Like seriously, like communities like StarCraft and Warcraft, these people are super, super crazy in a very good way, very supportive. And yesterday we were very close before 2,000 subscribers in 18 days. And I just called it. I just said like, if we're gonna make the 2,000 now, it was just like 40 subscribers more. I'm gonna host a $2,000 Warcraft 3 tournament. In a way, how we host it in StarCraft 2, which is the Stay at Home Story Cup.
Yeah.
And
So
well,
online,
I mean,
obviously.
I wasn't surprised that people are gonna subscribe and gift subscriptions, and I just did it immediately. Yeah, and then I just said, okay, we're gonna do it, and I want to do it in a very, like, let's say in the next 2 weeks or so. I want to host it and have it live, bring 32 players, have it 2 days running, and bring as many good players as possible. Have people casting it, whoever wants to. I just want to have a cool tournament out there and bring people together and have fun, and that's it. That's basically it. And cast it in German. Like I really want to cast myself in German.
By yourself or with anybody?
But yeah, I don't know. I think you not even know or remember this guy. There was a guy in Germany. His name is Maxi Stettenbauer. He is a very famous comedian nowadays in Germany, like a really, really famous one. He was my co-caster in Warcraft 3 in the very early stages. And then he was also a host in German television, Giga back in the days, for Giga Games. And then he stopped doing that and he started his comedian career. And now he's like one of the most famous young comedian. And I talked to him today and asked him if he would be a co-caster for one day. And he just like confirmed it. And he's also coming in. Many people know him from like TV and their stand-up, just stuff like that. And he has been casting a lot in Warcraft 3 back in the days, and playing by himself as well. And I would love to add like whoever is up for it. Like let's say Jaws, for example, would be up for casting a couple of games online, joining me. That would be great. Whoever is up for it, I would be very happy to just have as many different people casting with me together as possible.
Can you share
That's
some
the idea in
details?
English.
Like how many players do you expect, or like you haven't worked out anything?
I mean, I would say it would be great having like 32 players playing the main tournament.
Yeah, and you want it to be on 2 days, only 2 days, right?
I mean, I'm super open for everything, but if I could cast like straight 2 days, that would be great.
Yeah.
I would just block these 2 days for just Warcraft 3. If people are willing to do that, I would love to do that. If they need like a little bit more of time, I'm super flexible with that. That's what I wanted to say. Like, if it's a fit for the community and the players, then I'm in. Like, that's the idea behind it. It's like, there's like not a real story in a way of like we have to promote anything or we have to get the most out of it. It's just like, let's do a cool tournament. Let's put 2,000 in it. It's also like just like a thank you to the community. And that's the core story about it, to be honest.
Sounds pretty good to me. I'm excited for this, actually.
Thank you, man. We're looking forward.
Yes.
It's the community being around, right? I mean, us sitting here is just possible because of the community. And yeah, if we can do something good, then we should just give it a try.
Imagine the grand finals. Happy versus Foggy
against
yet
Sigmund.
again. And then Foggy finally wins. Let's go.
So, Foggy, are you playing? I hope so, at least.
Of course.
Okay, so you're the first invite, right? So it's announced. Foggy is the first player for the tournament.
Exclusive on the town hall meeting. We get an exclusive. Foggy
Nice.
invite.
And the second one is X-Lord. He doesn't know.
No,
And
fuck
Todd
him.
is the third one. Ina the fourth one.
If
So that's
X-Lord
it.
is playing, I don't want to play.
I gotta give you like a seat that you can meet in the final, okay?
Oh my god. So embarrassing that I'm going to lose before.
Nice.
There's a good chance, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess that does it for this topic. We only got...
One question. No announcement, but a direction maybe. The end of the year, let's say autumn, Corona's over, Iron Couch. Maybe?
If COVID-19 is over, I would say there's a very good chance that this is gonna happen.
Okay. That's all we wanted
I like
to hear.
it. All right,
So-
guys, let's talk about balance. So it doesn't have to be too long. I mean, we always like to hear about all our guests. What do they think about just the matchups in general? And also, you have to rank the races from the best to weakest. Or from weakest to best, up to you. Let's go with Anna first.
Yeah. I think you cannot answer this question just solely from the scratch. You need to first decide on which skill level are you speaking. Are you speaking on European amateur level? Are you speaking on Asian pro level? Is it NA? Like, this is the first question you should ask. Because if you play Nighter, for
It's
example...
certainly not NA, but go ahead.
Yeah. So if you play Nighter, for example, it can be a super powerful race on casual gaming style. 2 hours a day, you can become really good. You can win like these 50 buck tournaments. You can have a good time. It can be a powerful
So
race.
are you
but
just gonna
once-
give me this cop-out shitty answer, or are you gonna get to
No,
it?
I'm first saying like you cannot always classify balance always the same. It depends on the skill level. But after you have accepted that, and I'm speaking toppest level, I think on the toppest level you have human as the best race, then you have undead, then it's probably orc, and then night elf. And yeah, I can explain that, but I think I will leave more room.
Yeah, I don't
to
know
make
what
my
was more
classification.
disappointing, the preface or your race rankings. Hi, Tak, what about you?
Yeah, I think races, and I think I mean that's a good point. I always struggle to I listen to these balance discussions, and it's just so difficult to respond because you're not talking about just you're not talking about a pro scene of 200 players and then about 2K semi-pro. I don't know, but if we're talking about the top of the scene that we're mostly looking at, we're often only talking about 10 players. And I often hear these arguments, okay, yeah, Happy could win with any race and that kind of stuff. But doesn't that mean that at the very top, at least, it's kind of balanced? I mean, we do see very strong humans in China. We do see Moon being very strong. We Happy, arguably, being a pretty strong player. So, I mean, obviously, you can win with any race. And if so, what do we really base that on? And I mean, you can't really ask pro players on balance recommendations, because I mean, I saw many of them and they were not really useful in many cases. So
Is this going
normally,
somewhere? Or?
yeah, I think it's normally it would need to be based on statistics, which we like. I don't think Blizzard will ever get there, but I think meta needs some time to settle. So I think we're too quick to judge. I mean, meta took like 5 years to really evolve when there were no changes by Blizzard. So why do we expect it to be like? Why do we request changes like 1 month after the patch is out? So
Okay, what's your ranking?
my ranking currently would be I think a human and undead seem pretty strong these days. I'm not a one-on-one expert, so human and undead seem pretty strong. Orc is very matchup reliant, and elf is I'd say somewhere in between. And if you look at pro level, elf seems pretty weak sometimes, honestly, at like the very, very high level. But the more you drop, the stronger elf seems. Like the lower you go, because like the elf style is arguably simple to play. So
Yeah.
That's 2 disappointments out of 2. Dennis, I know you're gonna make me proud on this one.
Well, he's a human player.
What about you? Well, what do you think about, like, describe because you just started playing again recently, describe all the matchups one by one, like which one do you have difficulty, and then your ranking of races.
That's a good one, because I'm neutral even if I play human, right? Because when I was playing very actively in the past, yes, all of us had like matchups which we hate a lot. Right now, I mean, I told you already, the matchup I don't understand the most is human versus human. I don't know. I don't know how to play it, which means focus firing, timings. When do I switch to tier 3, or can I finish the game mid game or whatever? I have no clue. So that's really complicated to me. But against undead, it is the same as it was back in the days. These fucking heroes, man, it's crazy. Like, that's what I say. I think undead and human is the most complicated races to play, but in the high level, undead feels to me that you can master it so well that it's almost impossible to win. Like, if you play your best game against a human with his best game, I don't know. It's really, really tough, because you can trade so well with your heroes that I don't know what I have to do to have a better trade against undead.
And
that's what
you didn't really listen to many opinions, right, about undead. You just kind of played yourself and like had this.
Absolutely. And if I win because my macro's better and my micro's better. That's like both of it. If I have just better macro but my micro is worse, or the same, I feel like it's really, 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 really close. I don't know. I have the feeling in every game I play, because I'm still improving. My micro's better than the opponent's micro, but sometimes there's nothing I can do. Like, it feels like I'm lost. Against Orc, it's pretty okay, I would say. Like, I feel like Orc human, if you have a little bit of understanding of the meta, then it's already pretty okay. Night Elf the same. Like, if you don't miss the timing, that's what I missed in the beginning. I had no clue when to attack, but when I understood when I have to attack, it felt to me that if I hit the timings, there's a very good chance that I'm gonna win the game. Yeah, that's what I feel right now. For Undead, I have no clue.
And so your ranking of races?
Undead best, human second.
What?
Orc. I mean, it depends on the matchup, right? It's not that easy to say. Like, I mean, depends on the matchup. It feels like this matchup is better.
But you have to say so.
So then I would say Undead is the best.
Yeah.
and then it feels like human is very strong, but then it would be, I don't know, the matchups for Night Elf against Undead and so on, like how the meta is right now and so on. But yeah, that's really complicated to say. I would say then Night Elf work, but I see everything with
Yeah. But you
with
think
human glass.
you think human against Sunday is really hard, right?
yeah.
I'll take that.
I heard about that.
Okay, Foggy, can you do the same, please, and tell us your impression in the 3 matchups that are not mirror and your ranking of races?
Yeah, it's really hard to say in general what rank each race, because yeah, it takes right that it depends map and matchup. Each map and each matchup have own statistic. For about Night Elf, I think situation become better because Night Elf find old strategy and stop use, for example, old meta with Keeper and Demon Hunter start to use the Warden more, especially against human player. And find a new strategy against Undead to use Mountain Giants with a few bears. So I feel Night Elf against Undead, for me, it's hard to play, but maybe now a little better and can deal with Undead. And with Warden, Night Elf can play with human. And the situation Night Elf against Orc is also pretty good. Like Night Elf can fight with Keeper of the Grove. About general rank, maybe first place Undead, second Orc, third Human, and fourth Night Elf.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. I'll take it.
But first was Undead, right?
Yeah.
If I may
Yeah.
ask, something that really bothered me, I'm a Night Elf player myself, but and I think Starshape mentioned that like roughly a year ago, that I found it pretty unfair that, I mean, obviously Night Elf might, if you stick to like tier 1 style, might be easier to play, but I hate if I go on a stream and I hear like, look at this, only tier 1 units, like, while I mean, Fiends are also tier 1 units, Riflemen are also tier 1 units,
Yeah,
and
but
no
you
one
don't go
ever...
two Crypt Fiends. You don't go 2 Crypt and then you mass Fiends.
Yeah, but no,
So
I get your point.
if you want a tier 1 shame, we're gonna tier 1 shame, okay?
Yeah, no, sure, I get the shame, but I mean, on the other hand, I mean, Night Elves were really forced to. I mean, Bears were nerfed at some point, so, and Demon Hunter was, so at some point Elves were kind of forced to move away, and I'm at some point I think it was okay, but I mean, there's only so much you can do about balance changes that Blizzard came up with, and that Keeper was suddenly way overpowered. So
Yeah.
I think part of the shit is like really not to be targeted towards elf players, and especially for a player like Foggy, it seemed to me as if many people have forgotten that he was strong, very strong in 2017 and early 18 before these patches got into place, where Keeper was heavily overbuffed, and all of a sudden it was only about like patch elves. But Foggy was one of the players who was really successful in the year before.
I don't know. I think like Night Elves shouldn't be so touchy about this stuff. If somebody wants to say that I go rifles every game, I'm gonna say fuck you. Yeah, I go rifles every game. So what? I'm gonna own you with them. Like whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I think Take had a good point with the human against. Like I see the difficulty of this matchup in not on side of the Undead but on side of the human, because for Undead it's pretty straight. Like we can talk about it every week. Probably most of you and us know what's happening there. The human has to work his ass off to survive until he has some kind of army, but lesser hero levels, but better economy hopefully. While the Undead just like bullies him the whole time and maybe sometimes gets a few rods and just regenerates the whole time and has a pretty straight up playstyle. but still, like on the toppest notch level, it feels like human can abuse undead. And that's what makes me think that human can catch up in this matchup. That's why I personally said, okay, undead is not above human. Even though I see that human is harder to play than undead in this matchup. Like, it's very hard to ask these questions. This goes to ToD without allowing people to explain their feelings, or rather their like backgrounds.
But you can explain them.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
In order to make you not feel so bad about my answer, and also in order to make you understand that I'm not ignorant. I see what the problem is in this matchup, but
Yeah.
I still think like there is power in this race. You just require way more work than the undead.
Todd, if I may ask you on that topic, like, what do you think? I mean, honestly, obviously we know. I mean, there are different tiers of players, but what do you think prevents you from playing on the same level as TH and Infi? Is it just the experience, or do you think you could catch up in micro? And so, I mean, because obviously some players, like if you just imitate some players,
Yeah.
they're really good. So I sometimes wonder. I mean, obviously
I stopped playing this game for 7 years, so it's hard to come back and kind of like be the best, I think.
Yeah.
I played a completely different game than I was only commentating. And even now, I'm trying to improve, but I'm not trying to be the best player that I can be without limits. Like, if I wanted to be the best player that I can be, like, and have all the best conditions to do that, I would never stream. And then I would just watch streams and practice all the time and kind of fly under the radar, try to hide my strategy, play a ton of custom games. The more you stream, the more you expose like a lot of what you do, and it's not very helpful in tournaments. So I think that plays a part for sure. But then maybe even if I did take the game as seriously as I can, maybe I wouldn't have been able to be as good as these guys, because they're obviously incredible and gods at the game. But I think like a lot of the series that they win, they're like anomalies. Like, I'm showing the stats for the top undeads against like top humans on my screen, and it's just like Happy is 99-12 in series against like the world's best human. There is only one human that has no human has a winning record against Happy. Only Infi managed to go 1-1, and that's because they haven't met many times, and that's because when he played against Happy in that last tournament that he won, Happy was playing with 200 MS, and like Infi has like 40 or whatever. Happy's 32-2 versus Hawk. I don't care who you are. You should not have 32-2 against Hawk unless there is a serious problem with the matchup. Like, that should not be possible. Like, Hawk is like an incredible player. That's just nuts. 10-0 versus Chemico, 19-2 against Blade. So obviously Happy is a fantastic player, and like he's maybe the best in the world, and like he should have winning records against these guys. But when I look at the stats, when I look at how the matchup feels, that's what makes me complain a lot about human versus undead. And like Tech said, you know, like, we asked him for his impression about the matchup. Like, I'm sure he's getting Coil Nova all day, and his Archmage has been blown up many times, and he's like, what do I even do? And he said it himself. You have to macro better, you have to micro better. It feels like you have to do everything better in this matchup. You just feel disadvantaged overall.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, this kind of statistics, I see where you're going, but I also see different player tiers here. So I would need to see the statistics of someone like of Infi and TH against Chemico, Hawk, and Blade, for example. And obviously, it may not end up 32-2, but I can also see Hawk being frustrated about that particular matchup against Happy. So I'm not sure.
So you think Hawk is tilted of playing against Happy, so he's playing bad, so he lost
I think
32 series and won 2 because he's tilted?
I think honestly, after something like 15-2, I guess there might be like a mental blockage that prevents you from like I don't. It's just,
so
I
he's
guess
not playing as well as he should anymore. Even though he's a professional gamer that practices all day, he spends all of his time trying to prepare himself mentally for this match. He's just a mental block.
Not just. I assume it's very difficult, and if like it's
I don't
it's
understand why it's so hard to accept that maybe, just maybe, a matchup is imbalanced and favoring one race.
But if you see why is TH,
like you're giving me every single opinions of why you think it's not imbalanced, and like one player can do it, but that player is 1-1 in series against Happy. And one of the series, I don't know about the other one, but one of the series was played online, and he played with like 160 MS less.
But honestly, I would need to see more. Like, I see your point, and it definitely, there's some indication that it might be true. But honestly, I would need to see way more Happy against Infi and TH. Like, I think it's it's just bad luck for us that Happy is not able to compete more regularly against these players. But I would need to see more Happy against Infi and TH to draw an ultimate conclusion on that.
Yeah.
Personally,
Maybe you need to play
Yeah.
a couple humans versus undeads, because I think that's going to convert you real fast.
I agree with Todd actually here. Like, if you would play a few random games, like I've played hundreds of random games in the past, I've wanted to throw my monitor out of the window when I had human against certain maps. It was just like you get bullied so much. If you reach the point where you macroed up and you got like didn't lose your hero and everything, some kind of way you can decide where the game goes. But until then, 15 minutes have passed, some kind of, and the undead constantly decides where you are and what you do. And this is like, it doesn't feel right. Like when I play Orc against undead, I feel so much.
but wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just remember, wasn't the 120? I mean, obviously 120 might not be Happy, but wasn't it 120 who just started to in some of these matches against, or some of these best of fives against TH, who just started to troll and play like ridiculous hero combos because he thought he had no chance. Like, wasn't that?
Yeah,
like,
we don't
just
know why he
2
did
years
that.
ago?
That was another
We
balance.
don't know. Like he would not say. He did not come out publicly and say why that happened, but that might have been.
But, yeah.
They might have split this prize money in the finals.
Okay.
And maybe
Yeah,
that's
but
why
still,
he did
it
that.
seems like I personally, and I'm no pro.
So
and
the stats are scuffed actually because of that.
Yeah,
He has-
I just don't think I can really.
He still has a
draw
winning record
conclusion
against
of that.
TH, even though he threw away the one series in my tournament. This is sick.
But still, it feels unbalanced. But still, on the top-notch level, some humans find solutions, and I'm speaking about the TH level and Infi level, which is like
TH
God
is
tier.
6 and 8 versus 120, and it's 2 and
Yeah.
4 against Happy.
But what is 6 and? I mean, that's not. That's
How has he
no-
found
no-
solutions?
I mean, that's not.
I didn't see it often, but
So,
what I
you
see
need
mostly,
you need 32 and 2 to be able to say that maybe there's a
What I-
problem.
what I see mostly is they kind of survive this whole pressure in a good way. They don't invest too much into defense. They distract the undead very well with tanks, and they creep up their heroes. But in order to do that, you need to be a god. Like, I understand it feels imbalanced. And
I
it
think,
is.
to be honest, anybody that doesn't play human cannot understand this. I think it takes playing the race and experiences the matchup. Like Take has, Take has played recently, and like, I don't need to have to
I'm actually
guess.
saying the same.
Yeah.
I'm saying the same thing. Take here.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
sorry.
Like you're saying, you understand, but I feel like you're really gonna understand when you play a bunch of games in the matchup. That's when you're gonna understand. When you play like some of these European undeads, and then like you just get demolished a bunch of times in a row. Then you're really gonna feel like what we feel on the daily. Foggy,
What changed? What you?
Foggy,
Sorry.
did you want to say something or?
Yeah, I think nowadays undead economy is too strong and acolyte is very strong. So for human, it's very hard to harass undead base. But on Blizzard side, on classic Blizzard, there information that the weakest of undead is acolytes. And for win undeads, you need harass acolytes. But current patch, acolytes and undead base too strong for do this. So that's the reason why undead may be a bit strong against human.
What were you doing on Blizzard's website? Like you lost a bunch of finals to Happy, and you were like, I need answers. Then you went like.
No,
Searching.
there like library and information about all units and others.
Todd, what would you like? Do you think it would be the best to make undead vulnerable again against these harasses, against the gold mine, or would you rather like to see? I mean, I guess at some point you said you just want something like some improvement.
Yeah. To be honest, I think we should talk about this another time because I don't want to keep you guys too long, and like I think we've already been going for a long time, and we still got 2 topics. I think. Let me see. Yeah, I don't want to talk about.
Okay, so balance is all fine,
especially
I guess,
with
right?
people that don't
That's
play
the
human.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk about. Let's move on to next topic. It's gonna be Pad's ladder, the 3 champions. So we go from balance to a very, very good topic. I don't know. Did you know about this take?
About War 3 Champions?
Yeah.
I play it. I play in the ladder.
Oh, okay.
if
That's what
mean
you
that.
play. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm top 10.
What?
I don't know if that's good, right? Is that good?
You're not top 10.
I don't know how many people are playing. There's like only a few thousand people playing, right?
Yeah, but you're not top 10.
No, I'm not.
I was like, what? I'll become a pro, right? You made a mistake because now I'm going to look it up. 58 wins, 47 losses, rank 563. No, wait, that's not you. 562.
Yeah, but before there was the reset, I was top 200 or so.
Yeah.
I had more games, but then it was reduced. I don't know, like how it works, to be honest. I had like 80 something to 78 or so. But yeah, I didn't play too much one-on-one lately. I feel like I've become better, so I think I can go higher in rankings. I think there's a lot of space right now for me.
You have potential.
So if somebody hasn't watched the previous shows, W3 Champions is a ladder created by Pad, the creator of W3 Arena. And we've had a lot of people actually partake in this one already for solo. There is almost 4,000 people that have played on it. And it tracks everything, like who you played against. You can go in your profile and you can see all of the games that you've played. And it'll tell you like who you lost to. I lost to Shitkid X-Lord again, obviously. I think it's really, really sick. You can see who everybody has played against. And they keep on making improvements. It's crazy. Like they reduced the amount of vetoes from 3 to 2 recently. And they're about to introduce leagues. So kind of like in StarCraft or like in any game, there's going to be like league names. And they're looking for feedback on what names do you think would be cool for those leagues. So they created a straw poll, which reads, how do we want to name the W3 Champions League? Currently, we plan to have at least 5 levels of leagues, including additional divisions. There are multiple ideas about naming conventions. Please let us know which you'd prefer. Let us know additional ideas via Twitter at W3Pads. So the first idea is I guess this is from lowest league to highest. Worker, Initiate, Adept, Master, Ultimate. Then we got Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, Master. That's the StarCraft version. Peasant, Militia, Footman, Knight, Mountain King. It's the human version. DCBAS, so that's like Icy Cup. Wood, Stone, Iron, Steel, Mithril, Arcanite. Yeah, well, I don't know if we're nerdy enough for this one. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Master, Gozu. I kind of like this one, actually. Felguard, Infernal, Doomguard, Pitlord, Archimon, so that's with the heroes. Beginner, Experience, Veteran, Elite, Legendary. Yeah, not bad as well. Do you guys have any preference?
Yeah, I have already voted. I just picked the easiest one, DCBAS. But I also like, what is it? This Warcraft thingy, Beginner. Nah, what is it? Worker Initiate. I like that as well because you go tech stages of spellcasters.
I'm the one who suggested that one.
Nice. Yeah, but I picked the easier one because I'm...
I think we could go for a bit more fun, like more unique. I mean, it's completely... I mean, it's Pet's thing eventually, but I mean, there's no corporation behind this, so Pet could go for whatever we want. So could be more fancy, I guess, than bronze, gold, silver, and gold.
Take?
I don't know, man. Like, I have to give me a sec here. Give me the names.
Or Foggy, if you have an answer.
Yeah, he has an answer, right?
Most I like the last one. Experience it. Yeah, and after that, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, Master like StarCraft, and top 3 DCBAS.
Yeah. And
I think it should be simple.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Sorry, I'll just ask Foggy this first. Are you gonna play on W3 Champions eventually? Because I think right now you're not really playing on it. You're still practicing a lot on NetEase, but I feel like W3 Champions has a big potential if all the best European players play on it.
Yeah, I tried to play, but I didn't succeed because I got some bug, so I can't found the game.
He fixed it.
Yeah, just sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time it works.
Yeah.
You can try
Yeah,
again. It's improving every day.
I want to play, but I need to play also NetEase because they're every month gold qualification, and they're very active ladder with Asian players.
Yeah. So Foggy is gaining points for the WGL qualification, and that has higher
Yeah.
community ladder on Europe. Yeah, we have been speaking about like this naming of the league thing. I think Take still didn't decide yet. Did he?
I think I would go like as Foggy already said. It's really important that it's really easy, right? Like really understandable for even someone who's very casual, I would say. So I think the StarCraft 2 version is very good. You understand if you're bronze or gold or Grandmaster is a very good name. I like that a lot, to be honest, as well. So yeah, I think it would go in this direction.
Yeah, right now it's actually in the lead with 35, almost 36%. He's bronze, silver, gold, diamond, master. But you guys can vote. There is the straw poll still up. And I'll put the link under the video when I post the podcast on YouTube. All right.
The topic in general, Pat's ladder, W champion. Speaking of in the past episodes, I'm pretty sure. I didn't watch everything, so I'm not sure how deep you digged. But if I may give my opinion about this. I have been announcing at Reforge release that the community will build up something in order to rescue Warcraft 3. The community needs to build up a private server.
So you want a medal?
I want a fucking medal for that.
I'll give you a chocolate medal.
And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we have this, because hell, this is brutal. On the normal ladder, I have like 90%. On this ladder, I barely hit 55. It's crazy. Like, this is such a hard MMR system, and it's very motivating to play because you learn a lot. You get a lot of hard enemies. You lose a lot, and that's why, on a European level at least, this is what we needed.
I mean, you faced me, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not bad.
And it's at least it's a real MMR system after the hotfix today. Like, honestly, I have serious doubt if obviously there's MMR that Blizzard implemented, but it's no real matchmaking. I mean, I think it's some random amateur.
I mean, I see this ladder and I'm like, we don't even need ladder from Blizzard anymore. Like, we've got our ladder basically.
But I don't get it. Like, if the MMR is so nice, how is it possible that Ina is actually matching me? I mean, I'm way above, right? I mean,
go best of 5 now.
I mean, you can only lose here, right? I mean, don't forget about it. You should think about it. Better practice a little more.
Go try.
And then we're gonna meet again. Next time we're gonna meet in ladder, you will be nervous. You know you have to lose everything.
Be careful, Dennis, because this guy pauses and flames you if he kills your hero. He's very annoying.
If you want to start this, you will experience, and also the replay uploads.
Okay, yeah, no, that's totally fine. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to beating you in ladder again. You know, like.
The thing is, you won't.
Well, that's what you say, right? And
that's what you say.
Oh my God! Shut up, guys. Yeah, good call, by the way, now on the community building something. Remember, though, that you also said we should revert back to 1.28, so, like, don't brag too much about the stupid stuff you said in the past, even though some
126. 126, yeah, even I heard it for years.
Even though some of it will come true. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, so there we go. Let's go to the Q&A, I think, right? We pretty much covered the W3 Champions. Great ladder. Go and check it out, guys. And start laddering up. Climb up that ladder. Next topic and last one is going to be the Q&A. So if you guys have questions in the chat and you want to ask them, tag us. Let us know what you want to ask something specific about. I guess I'll open. I got a question for Foggy. All of these finals that you played against Happy every time, like, can you talk to me about, like, just what have you been thinking every time that you meet Happy in tournaments? Because it's been rough games. Like, you always pretty much take second place. sometimes it was close, but sometimes it wasn't close. So did you ever start blaming balance and say, all right, this is stupid, I can't win against Undead? Or do you still manage to stay strong, and do you feel like you play your best every time? And do you think you're going to beat him in the near future?
Of course, it depends of your preparation for tournament. Sometimes I have many tournaments to play at the week, so can't show my best performance against Happy, for example, on ESL Cup. So sometimes my shape against Undead better some weeks, so I can maybe win some maps, like we scored 1-3 or 2-3, and show close games. But I feel I need to practice more against strong Undeads. And I feel it's hard to find same level Undead as Happy. So sometimes I feel like I practice against Undead on the tournaments, to play tournaments. And I think my game and level not enough nowadays to beat Happy, because always many mistakes.
Yeah.
To compare Happy play.
And
I think I need some time. So maybe in future I will beat him.
Alabastrovas asked, who is the most difficult opponent to face in tournament for each race?
As I played a lot Happy, now it's not scared to play against Undead. I feel pretty much confidence against Undead. And I think always hard to play Mirror. Like for me, Night Elf against Night Elf.
But I think he wants you to name one player for each race. Like who's the hardest Night Elf opponent, who's the hardest human, and hardest Orc as well.
Night Elf Moon, Orc. Maybe Focus. Human player Infi and Undead player Happy.
Surprised that you didn't say Lin for.
Mekaviel asked Enna, why do you troll?
I don't know what he means. Next question.
If you guys see a question as well that you want to answer, go ahead. Oh my god. When did Tech become an American truck driver?
It was 1998, back in the days when I was a young boy.
And you were running behind Grubby in a field. That used to be.
Yeah, you will never forget about that, right?
Yeah.
He was running like a pussy, man, and me as well. Yeah, there was still Tillerman around. Did you ever hear about him? Like, what is he doing? Do you know that?
He played poker after that, and I think was very successful. He dropped by my stream one day, like very briefly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just like randomly as well.
Oh, I liked him so much back in the days.
I was like very rude to him the first time I met Tillerman. Like I met him at ESWC 2000.
Tell me one person you haven't been rude to.
No, I've been nice to everyone. I remember I met him at like ESWC 2003, and I was just telling him like I really own you and stuff recently on ladder. I don't even know why I was telling him that. I was just like being a dick, and he looked at me and he was like, "Are you angry?" Like
he was a very calm guy, right?
Yeah. Question for Take. How did you create such a nice streaming studio? Was it a hobby project or was it tied to your profession? Do you rent the place?
I mean, the short version is nowadays it's my profession, right? And I started as a hobby. I was very lucky that I started streaming in the right timing when it was really, really new. People started liking it, and then I could build up a company. And this is our place, which we rent. But I moved some stuff like some stuff of the gym, and there's a jacuzzi in it. There's talk corners. There's a DJ area. We do sports sessions, everything. And yeah, because of COVID-19, I changed the whole location to make it a studio for me streaming every day. And yeah, that's it.
Huffington asked, why is Foggy not streaming very much nowadays?
Yeah, I stopped stream regularly and now stream not enough because I started to focus on practice hard and want to show better performance on tournaments. Like Todd said, when you stream, it's you show your strategies and you need more focus for stream, not enough focus to practice.
Yeah. Levix111 asked, Todd, Grubby internal meeting probability, maybe like 3%. Kendrick is going to be on next week, and I told him to extend an invitation to Grubby. I haven't heard back yet. I suspect I will not be hearing back, but who knows? If he wants to be on, he's welcome. I asked, at least. Todd, what all your visitors think they can do to bring more new players in this game? Thanks. High Tech. Are you still with us?
Yeah, sorry, I had a lag in the line. Can you repeat? Sorry.
What all your visitors, I think he means guests, think they can do to bring more new players in this game?
To FFA? Sorry, I
No,
don't
I think he
quite
means
get-
like, what do you think we can do to grow the community?
I think it's like it's got much better. I think Twitter is honestly like Twitter feels very nice. Like I feel most connected to the community, like outside of Discord communities. I feel most connected to other community members on Twitter. So I think Twitter is really a nice place and a better place. Like on Reddit, it becomes so difficult to follow all that stuff and to ignore all the repeated Reforge. Like there's so much about like Reforge and questions from players that are just new that it becomes very difficult to really follow and connect. So I think Twitter and Discord are just the best, and Twitch, the best ways to do.
What about
So
you?
I think everyone just follow.
Dennis?
I think it's already starting that old people are coming back into the community, right? That helps a lot because some of them, such as Taker, me, and you, there's people like have grown other communities, like the StarCraft community, but also other games, and people know them. And then, I mean, that's what I realized. Like in my chat, people keep telling me that they buy Warcraft 3, install the game, and give it a try again after 10 years, for example. So we bring back community, which is great. And then this is a good start. But if you want to have a very good outcome out of that, then we have to do what we do, like have these talk shows. Let's have like as many tournaments as possible, but have a cool show around it, entertain the people, show high level Warcraft, explain the game, do a lot of trolling to just have a good time, be very positive, and then in the end, that's what we have to do. And I have a feeling like, I mean, I just started recently, like 3 weeks ago, that every day it feels like it's becoming a few more people joining the game, coming back to the community, or new people. And if we keep doing that, then there's a good chance that it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah. Anna, you want to take this as well?
Yeah, sure. I will give an answer. I mean, I have some background, business information systems professional, and you know that you need, in order to succeed in a technology or like in a system, you need people, you need organization, and you need working technology. So the organization is done, for example, by ESL, by ToD, by a lot of other resources. Take, for example, with Iron Couch. The technology is done by Blizzard, which is bad, but it's not always bad. Like, let's say the Battle.net 2.0 integration helps to connect people. So there's some good things behind Reforge. It's not just like total trash. I think this is also not to be underestimated, because back in the days when we played the old client, we only had like this limited friend list, which also is not good. Like, this doesn't help people to connect with each other. They're forced to use other technology, and that's a barrier. So people don't connect too much to each other, and that will lead towards not what we have now. We have an increase of connections. We have an increase of a network. So this is great. And well, we have people. Like, people we already had, and people are joining now because of the other aspects, technology and organization. So let's just keep it up. Everybody puts his own work, and in the end, we all will profit in some kind of way from it.
Foggy, why did you laugh when Anna said professional?
Nothing.
Okay, do you want to take this question as well? What do you think we can do to grow the Warcraft 3 scene?
Get more professional team and involve more professional organization. I think it give players motivation to show best game and show best game. Yeah, so it's really good that some professional team like most sports, and for example, my team Sporks eSport from Switzerland come to sports scene and others. So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
By the way, the most important thing I forgot, I think, is that all the different connections Ina mentioned, like technology, community, organizers, players, all of them have to work together. That's the most important thing. It's easy to say, but hard to master. I'm pretty sure about that. If we don't keep talking and connecting to each other and take some time, it will slow us. Or we could be faster if we sometimes take another 30 minutes to talk instead of, no, I have to do my own thing. And if we see the bigger picture, then I think it will help everyone to develop better. Like,
do you have
the
some
players,
examples?
yeah, I mean, if not me joining this show, like, just an example, but it could be thousands of different examples. This community I bring in wouldn't be aware, some of them, that this show is running, and they wouldn't follow you and Foggy and Ina. They don't know about the players. They don't know about the people organizing it. They don't know about what we just recently discussed. I just, like, after you mentioned the 2-on-2, I talked to Taker and told him, hey, let's play the 2-on-2. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So there's already new connections. There's new lines going. And this is the 30 minutes you sometimes need to take, or 1 hour, whatever. And that's also like the players talking and arguing with the organizers, or with sponsors, which is also very important. Sometimes take another 30 minutes, and then it could have a big advantage on a long run. I mean, you see it in big games. Sometimes players like some stuff, but they don't do it because they don't know about it, or they don't take the time to listen to what could be done if we do something together. And yeah, that's the tricky situation we sometimes have.
All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for this show. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to do some shout outs. So let people know where they can follow you. Twitch, Twitter, whatever you want. Let's go with High Tech first, if he's done eating gummy bears.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Very serious. Yeah, I'm done. Just now.
Thanks a lot for having me. And yeah, everyone's welcome to the FFA Masters community. So visit ffamasters.com, and you find a link on the right side to our Discord server and FFA guides, and shout out to all FML players and the entire community.
What about your Twitter?
Yeah, it's okay. You can follow me there.
What is it?
For the viewers, for the listeners that can't view the stream, at Fairy Drake is my Twitter handle.
Anna.
Yep. Well, you can follow me on Twitter, on Twitch. It's ENA1337, Ena Lead. If you like me, do it. I'm not a professional gamer, but I love.
But you have a business.
Well,
You studied business and all that stuff, right? Though, right? You said earlier.
Well, that's not part of my online appeal, but sometimes I use it.
Oh, true professional alpha.
That's something else. That's another part of my life. ENA1337 if you're trolling and fun.
Foggy?
Yeah, thank you, Todd, that invite us to this show. I think it's really great to talk all these topics and chat with community. Please follow my Twitter, FoggyWC3, and my team SparkX. Thank you very much.
Take?
My Twitter is Takesen, so take with an S-E-N in the end, because it was already taken. Haha. Here we go.
Worst shout out
And
ever.
other than that, I'm live on twitch.tv/take. But yeah, I mean,
Okay, you're live every day for like
yeah,
how long?
12 hours a day.
But did you decide until when?
I mean,
Right now it's day 18, right?
day 18 or 19. I have no
How
clue.
do you not?
I
I
don't
know that. I opened your stream earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, it's
I
day
know
19.
Day 19. Yeah.
Day 19. Yeah, you opened it yesterday, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm streaming every day. I just want to entertain the people as much as possible. There's a little bit of everything. There's a lot of Warcraft 3 happening, but I tried out Valorant just today because I got a beta key for that as well. Let's see how it is, how that game is. I played a little bit of Counter-Strike Go lately.
You do everything. You do like workouts earlier in the day, like.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do CrossFit every day. So honestly, if you want to do something good for yourself, I have a professional CrossFit coach coming every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, and everyone can join the session. Everyone can work out with me. I'm the guy who gets coached. You don't need any hardware at home. There's always something you can just use, and he will give examples for that out. It starts at 12:30. It's crazy, insane. Like it's crazy. Like I almost died yesterday. If you want to work out with me, that's why I started it. Not for myself, just for the community. I don't know, man. Just give it a try. I almost died. I honestly almost died. It's 3 weeks now, but it's helping to live a little bit more healthy.
You know who almost died? I tuned in earlier and I saw Naruto bench pressing. He almost died. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all a good night, and I'll see you around. Much love, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was a great time with those guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. We tried to answer a lot of the questions at the end as well. And you guys actually did a good job asking us some good ones. So thank you to guys. Thanks to you guys for tuning in. Thanks to my guests for joining me. If you want to find more of their content, be sure to check them out. If you are enjoying the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. This helps us cover production costs such as podcast hosting and continue providing this content. This podcast is live now on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, SoundCloud, and many, many more. So if you wish to have this show delivered to you in an audio format, just search for ToD's Town Hall Meeting on your favorite platform. Visit the Patreon page at patreon.com/ToDGaming. Supporters get the YouTube show VODs and podcasts emailed to them ASAP. YouTube VODs are public a day later. Actually, we made that 2 days right now. So Patreon get the exclusive for 2 days. And I posted a tutorial that I recorded, which is fast expansion versus Warden in a game from Chemico versus Lowlight. We're going to have that up for the Patreons for a whole week before we make it public on YouTube. And I have different specific perks here for each tier, including priority Q&A questions, Discord perks, monthly replay packs. Actually, I sent it, I think it was today as well, with like 115 replays from the last week. Custom recorded voice message you can use for stream alert, voicemail, greeting, or whatever. Ability to cast votes for the future direction of my tutorial content. And you can submit replays for me to analyze live on stream and much more. Check it out. Hop into my Discord and follow my Twitter for updates. Subscribe to YouTube for show VODs and game highlight videos. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you next week.